Skype
Hey,
screen
everyone.
during this time, or not so much?
Hey,
Hey, how's everybody doing?
doing alright. Doing
I-
alright. They're
I feel
watching the
great.
advert right now, probably, but oh, there we go.
Yeah,
just
my
finished.
ad just ran out. Yeah.
Well, let's start. Guys, welcome to the November 2015 edition of the
Wow.
Project Nexus 2 podcast.
All right, abort.
We're done.
Off to a
We're already
terrible start.
done.
Fuck it, we're doing it live!
Let's do it next month.
Today we're going over some of the progress that both Michael and Matt have done through development through both October and through most of September when we last were together. They have updates on progress of Alpha, as well as, I believe, getting the company together so they are able to push the Alpha through Steam. Is that correct, Michael?
Yes. Wait. So you're saying we were supposed to have been working on the game? This is
What?
this is news to me.
This is awkward now.
Isn't somebody else working on this? Yes, that is correct.
You're thinking
Math.
of another game.
If that is
Project
your real name,
Nexus
it's not.
8.
All right. Michael, just to get into things, how have you guys both been doing as far as the actual workload goes before we go into development and the actual happenings through the project?
Okay, I guess it has been business as usual around here. Matt and I will meet up typically on like a Monday, touch base and make sure that we are where we need to be, and kind of discuss our expectations for not just what needs to be completed that week, but also ultimately how much of what we're doing needs to be in the alpha. Because bear in mind, we've been working on a lot of features, a lot of UI to support what will be the final construction of the game, insofar as how do you build your character between the different skill trees? How does that appear to the player? How do we map it so that it's a nice, like, tangible system? Basically the structure of the game beyond just pick up a gun, pull the trigger, shoot the gun, and kill the guy and get some points and some money. The fun part, the challenge stuff, like putting the purpose and the meaning behind it. Like, yeah, you're going into the stage, killing all these guys. What's it all for? So I've been working a lot on the what's it all for in the background, as well as a lot of bug fixing. Remember, I started this game over a year and a half ago. Before the Kickstarter, we've been working on this for a couple months. So there's a lot of old code with expectations that we didn't have yet. So I've been going back through, cleaning it up. I need my code pristine. And likewise, Matt can tell you guys a couple things maybe about what he's been working on.
Oh, for sure. It's mostly just been firearms and maps. I'm looking back over my work over the last 2 months. That was when I got the tutorial stage done, right? Early October?
Right, exactly. Yeah, we were working on the introductory stage for the arena modes, but
Right.
which is
And
not
that's-
incorporated yet. But yeah,
No, he's not-
you've done your fill. All of your assets are.
He's done and good to go. We just, like Swain was talking about the UI, you need to be able to go through it and have the game tell you what to do, like
Right.
from room to room, to try and tell you how the game works.
Right. Yeah, there's things that we still need to set up to, like, and we're happy to release the alpha without a finished tutorial, but we have to have something in there that instructs you on what it is that you're doing. If we just launch you into the game like Sean's been doing, and you'll see today as well, if you just launch him into the game without any instructions, no knowledge of what your keys are, where you're supposed to be going, what the whole point of arena mode is, we need something. We need direction for the player. So
Yeah, absolutely, because like there's a lot of keys. I forgot a few of them from time to time.
and right, and like every other build, I change them around. When Sean starts playing, I'll give him an update, make sure he knows what's going on.
Just give me the throw button. I'm happy, guy.
Right, exactly. Which one pulls the trigger thing?
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like the tutorial stage goes, that'll come after the alpha. What's most important about the alpha, remember, is that this is not an estimation of the game's final form. You have not even seen its final form yet, and you won't until we get to beta. That's the point of the beta. The alpha is just there to kind of make sure that we are going in the right direction before we've hit that point of no return, where we're Thelma and Louise going off the cliff, right? Can't lay off the gas because we're about to go over.
Well, that's been one of the big reasons why I laid off making new maps, save for one that I started work on this weekend.
Yeah.
I want to get feedback from the players playing the alpha to like let me know if I've just been doing this right at all.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like we have expectations for what we think a stage needs to look like, and we may play it and may think it's fun, Or we may play like the Office stage, like it's very like linear, like you go from one side to the other, and there's no loops or anything around there. You basically follow one set path. I like that as an experiment to see if we can keep pressure on the player from one direction,
Oh
and
yeah.
does it force them to move in an area where the game then starts spawning guys on the other side and forces them the other direction, and how much staging of that like spawning is going to be pre-scripted, how much of it is going to be responsive and dynamic, and respond to what the character is doing, and whether or not like they've been really just owning this one side of the map, so put more pressure. Like all of
Right.
these things are tough decisions that we don't know until we have you guys testing it, and of course that's been our goal, is to get something like that for you guys to play with. Rest assured, we have not been idle. We joke around about it, but we've been working every single day, stupid, crazy hours, taking the weekends off because otherwise,
Yeah, I think like every other weekend I still put in though. This one
Yeah,
was-
yeah, right. Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Like I over the weekend, I think to myself, okay, what are a couple bugs that I've been putting off for the major ones? Like, what are like two or three small things that I've just been putting off and haven't been fixed for like 3 months that I could just do right now, and it always feels good. And that's work. That's still working on the weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I know we got to manage our expectations for what this game can be. So I think that today we'll why don't we, on top of taking questions, we'll talk a bit about what does the alpha need before it's going to be finished. That is to say, its initial release, so that you guys are playing something. Won't be its finished game. You guys won't play it and be super impressed like you would be with the final game, but that's fine. That's, you guys understand that this ship is sailing with half a crew here. It's not finished. It's not supposed to be.
Right, right.
So expectations for what it requires to be finished, that is to say the alpha for arena mode. We'll get to story mode and all that stuff next, because that's something else I want to talk about, which is expectations for the different game modes. Because as Matt was just talking, we're working on a new stage, but this stage isn't for arena mode. This is a stage for a deathmatch mode, a sort of like quick play.
Yeah, I
just-
think like
just join
I think
and
like
you're just
old
playing, yeah.
Unreal Tournament bot match.
Exactly right. It's
throws
like
you in with,
Unreal
like,
Tournament,
15.
click, boom, freaking capture the flag mode or something like that. We just want a nice death match where like you're battling for points in a period of time, and like maybe you get points for capturing it or something. I don't know. We're still working on the details, but that'll come post alpha as well, because again we have to get the arena alpha to you. That was promised. We have to do that first.
Oh, look, I feel so useless. I'm just on post alpha stuff right now.
I've never heard of somebody. Is that like finishing a race first, and then sitting there watching as everybody struggles for the next 2 hours to finish the marathon,
Right,
and you
right.
just feel useless because you're just doing nothing while everybody else is still running? Because
Right, right. Or maybe I just
not
had
a
a
bad
small-
feeling to have.
Well, no, maybe I just had a smaller course to run. But at
Yeah.
any rate, like there's always garbage to make. Like I said, like there's like those 2 weapon packs that are pretty much done right now. Then I need to move over to like heavy rifles and more maps. But like I said, maps I'm not doing. I don't really want to touch on that until the alpha's out.
Right. Actually, you know what? I know that you've posted some stuff to Facebook, but do you have any of the more like final looking pictures from Blender of any of the new weapon packs that you care to show off? We could like send them to Sean, and he could like make that the backsplash for the game when he's not playing it or something. I don't
Right. Here, let me send
know.
those.
I guess we'll do that in the background while we do some like Q&A stuff. But yeah, talking about, so that's the stuff we have to cover today, other than questions. So we're going to try to get as many of them as we can. Is talk about what does the alpha need, what have we been working on, and also the other game modes, and when can we realistically expect these things to be released. So, and I mean, I want to talk about what is arena mode anyway. I want to talk about what do we expect it to be. The
No,
last
that's
game was
that's
very
actually that's really important, because like
Yeah.
we already know what it is, but like we just keep hand waving it like, oh yeah, it's that game mode that we know everything about. Well, we don't tell people.
Right. Like I love the idea that arena mode it's pretty simple like the last game. There's a couple more complications in the way that the game like that you progress through it, but you start off as a crummy, crappy character. You enter this base where you'll have the option of purchasing weapons while you take missions. You survive the wave on different difficulties. It awards you with experience points, which we'll be explaining some of how the new XP system works today, assuming that that's not broken, which it should be fine. You'll earn money. You'll go back to your base, and you'll either upgrade the base, you'll hire guys onto your team, or you'll purchase weapons. And with your experience points, you'll build up your character. You will be able to focus on things such as leadership, hacking, that kind of stuff. The peripheral skills, you'll learn those skills. You'll make yourself a more complicated, more robust character. Eventually, your dude will become more badass, and you just progress through the game. While at the same time, the origin that you've picked for your character will levy in some unique scenarios. Either you get jumped in the street, or in this mission you got to do this or that. That isn't necessarily a wave-based mission, but just a couple things that are like pieces of flair and the way that characters respond to you to make you feel like your character's more integrated in the Madness world, instead of just every new game you create, it's just starting a new guy from scratch and you might as well be the same dude. So we want origins to be integrated too, in some way to make the feel different, even though it's still just arena mode. And ultimately, that's the game, right? It's a character building exercise. That's arena.
Right.
Eventually, you'll be able to run your arena guy around in like the world map of story mode. But we have or take him on like, it'd be great if one day with multiplayer if you can bring that guy into that mode, or bring your arena guy into deathmatch mode or something.
We got a buffering. Streams down.
Oh no.
So-
Really?
Yeah, they're going bananas about it.
Everything is terrible! Oh God! My life is ruined! Ah!
Wait, so they can't hear us now? We can go back to talking shit?
Fuck the chat. Fuck the canvas.
If only they knew we made $3 million from the real game.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to drink from my glass of blended dollars.
I would have gone with Children's Hearts. Okay. Sean, is everything
We've
going
broken
well
enough
up
of
there?
them, am I right, guys?
Seems fine on my end.
I'm not playing the stream right now. I'm
You're
just
refreshed and it comes back.
Let me refresh.
yeah.
Oh fuck, they found out. They found out. They heard us.
Okay, let's see.
Stream is back. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm not going to repeat myself because I don't know where we left off, but I'm sure whatever I said didn't matter. So that's
Okay.
fine. We can move on.
None of this matters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start getting into what you guys need from the alpha. And is it okay if Sean starts playing the build you gave him to have something to see while you talk about it? So we
No,
can
don't
understand
play
the
my
details.
build. It's broken.
No.
All right, sure.
Wait, he's gonna break our game again.
It will be pretty fun if this doesn't work. I love that I can fix this in real time and resend a build. It's too bad it's like over 200 megabytes right now, which is nothing for a game, but at the same time, it is a big deal when trying to send to my buddy in the UK via Skype file transfer.
I mean, we could come up with a different system, but
So, one thing off the bat that is new about this game is that I was having trouble, and a lot of people when approaching Unity for the first time don't really know how this works, but I was having issues with the difference between what's called an update, which is the game running every single frame and running code every frame, and a fixed update, which is the same thing but involving physics. And these two things may happen interchangeably at different times. So a lot of what was happening was I noticed that if the game was slowing down and you were shooting, that your rate of fire with your gun would start going like normally if the game was running fast, you'd hear tick-a-tick-a-tick-a-tick. But then when you started running the game a little bit slower, there's like 50 guys on the screen, whatever, and you start firing, you would hear them tuck, 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 even though the game and the characters are actually running choppy, but at the right speed. I don't know if that makes sense. So I went through and I fixed all that stuff. Camera transitions, like when you first start this character creation mode, the character kind of dropping down from the light is much smoother. There's not an immediate stutter. What else did we do here? Oh yeah, I optimized a lot of the physics with characters. Their ragdoll as well as their colliders, that is to say, they're like bounding boxes and hitboxes. Notice we added none as an origin as well, so you can be a noob. You can have no origin if you want, so you can just opt out of story if you want, and there will be like a little note there. So if you just want to jump in. So I optimized the way the colliders were interacting with each other. I realized that was one of the big issues with multiple guys on the screen, was Unity's PhysX engine was having trouble trying to calculate guys' physics when like their head colliders inside their chest, inside of their stomach, inside of their waist. Even though they're not running ragdoll, it was still running calculations. So I had to do some fixing on that, and it seems like it worked. You'll be able to spawn multiple guys. Also in real time, you'll notice that Sean is able to move his character around and behind objects like cover, doors, whatever. And you will see your guy. You will see a silhouette of him. I finally got that stupid idiot crap shader to work. I was having such
all the way up
stupid
around.
problems
Done.
with it, and I kicked its ass.
Good job, Michael. We're so proud of you. Go beat up that code.
Beat the fuck out of it. Rip its eyes out of its mouth.
To see the shooting range in action, but there's the shooting range. Then we have the quartermaster. I don't know if that was in the last build. What was it?
No, it wasn't. A lot of this wasn't.
Oh,
Right.
I think it's
so yeah, that was
It's
something else.
quite new.
Yeah. So that's the workbench. It'll light up when you have a weapon in your hands. And Sean, press E to interact with a person, just like the pilot, or also to open up your storage thing if you need to. So right now the quartermaster is just spawning one of everything, every single weapon, every single piece of equipment. You'll notice your cache at the top. You are busted. It randomly picks a word to describe how broke you are.
Oh my god.
That's pretty good.
That's
So
the
when you have
best part of this
certain
game.
parts- Yeah, it'll say broke, strapped, empty pockets, whatever. I don't know that games do that. I don't think I've seen a game do that. That's going to be the center point of our game.
Yeah, that's
We got to tell you how fucked up your cache is. You,
Hey, you're broke as shit. Fuck off. That's
Yeah,
the game.
strapped.
Unlike us.
Yeah, so you can see I've also got the silhouette system working in place so that it's just like the last game.
Oh, you can rotate
And
them.
Sean, also you can, I think you've already seen this before, but Sean, you can click your character and drag him around.
Yeah.
Yes, you can buy the tricky hair, but only here. Yeah, you can, but you can click your guy and rotate him around and actually see him from different angles if you need to. There he goes.
This is beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, not too bad. Right? And so the problem right now is that it doesn't, when you buy, it doesn't auto equip it, so you'll have to go back to your storage thing. But to put it into your inventory, then you'll have to equip it.
What do you
It's
What do you
tedious
mean you can't
like-
buy all of Tricky? The mask is right here.
No, in the final game, of course.
Oh.
You won't be able to just go to the store and just be tricky. Come on, it's not going to be that easy.
What?
Will there be some items that you'll be able to earn in game and others that you'll have to go through achievements or challenges to achieve, like the tricky mask or some of the story character pieces?
Yeah,
of equipment?
right. I imagine that a lot of the storied stuff will have to be earned via story. Exactly that. So then, I mean, compare that to things like the white and the pink Hank outfits and the things that were promised via the Kickstarter, the Jesus armor, and I think the black armor. I think he had the black Jesus coat. It's been over a year, so I forget. But all that stuff, that'll just be available to the Kickstarter backers right away, anybody who earned it, as well as all the little Newgrounds masks and stuff, which I'll have to find those where I put those. So we can make those into something. They're finished, so I might as well just, why don't I have those in the game yet? I might as well just have those. Like the P-Bot mask and the Pico.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look for that. I hope I didn't lose all that stuff. Otherwise, I'm remaking it. Whatever. It took me an afternoon. Who cares? Yeah, all that stuff. Look for that.
Oh, look at that beautiful.
But yeah,
helicopter.
those guys are obviously exclusive to people who did the Kickstarter at the certain dates as promised. That kind of thing. And that's going to be a pain to do. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but damn it, I'm going to try.
Now, I've noticed that a lot of the lighting has changed in this, and that helicopter looks really badass.
Yes, sir.
So, what have you guys been tweaking as far as the actual lighting and trying to give it a little more madness feel? Because it definitely looks that way since the last couple of builds we've had.
Well, you see that ladder on the left there? I moved it over a little slightly. That's it. That's all we changed. For the most part, it's really just been tweaking. There's not a lot different in the way that the shaders are drawing the objects. So it's come down to a matter of trying to find colors that blend well together. Okay. Like right here, you have a blue-gray in the foreground and sort of a red misty madness color in the background. And with the helicopter placed right where it is, you do kind of see a blend where it's interacting with the shadowed area anywhere between the red and the blue. I think it gives it a unique look, and we've gotten that as a result of major tweaking. You'll notice also as Sean is picking out stages that the icons for the levels are there. Nothing is final, but there's little images now for the stages. So not all of them have it right now. We're just testing it.
Now, as far as the actual environments go, Matt, how much work have you actually done adding new props, or has it shifted to another area like weapons and characters?
Can you hear me?
I think it's. Oh, you're very
You're a little quiet.
Hang on.
Okay, we're hanging.
I know while he's fixing that, I do know that mostly what we've done is with these arena stages, Matt will discuss a concept like industrial sector. We'll decide the kinds of objects that need to appear in an industrial sector, and then we sort of like leave it alone after that. We don't really add other objects from other areas. So much as then we're like, okay, now we have the mining sector. So Matt will create a bunch of objects for the mining sector. And now Sean is in the projects, the apartment stage. So what happened?
They're all coming out the door.
Yeah, so obviously spawn like timing, this is something we're going to need to work on based on difficulty. I notice you guys zipped through the wall there.
Are you guys gonna have a similar situation to the first game where it's like they come in sort of batches of waves?
Well, that's how it's
or-
already set up.
Yeah, well, you mean when you say batches, how do you mean like?
As in, like once a bunch of guys come through, you kill them all. Next bunch of guys come through, you kill them all.
It's like it is that way now, but the timing between guys coming in is different than the last game. The algorithm went something like this. It was like, oh, and also Sean, if you die, I don't know if the game takes you back to headquarters. I think I might have disabled that. Yeah, so you may have to just restart, but it's fine by me. Also, press Control End right now if you want to be invincible, just to get through this.
I'll see how
Control N
far
will
I can
make you-
get.
We'll make you okay. Yeah.
Did I
feel
die
free to
already?
play.
I died
Play
already.
the game as the gods intended. So the algorithm. The idea was that. You'll notice that after a couple bodies, they start to. I have it set to 2 bodies right now, so that just for testing. I'll change that later. In fact, let me change it back to the 8 that it was before for next time. But I lowered it to 2 for the stream just so we had like the maximum speed. We'll have sliders for that in the final game. Anyway, the algorithm. So the idea is that when there are no waves spawned, that is to say, well, no squads have spawned from that wave. What will happen, excuse me, is it tries to spawn a wave right away. Combat needs to be constant. Then a timer will start, and depending on how many guys are on the screen right now, the timer will run up to a certain point and then randomly decide is now the time, is now the time, is now the time. And the random percent chance is based on how big the timer is since the last group spawned, as well as how many guys are on the screen. So the less time and the more guys on the screen, the less likely another squad will be to form. So the idea is if you have 2 large squads of enemies on the screen at once, then it's very unlikely for a 3rd squad to form. And I think it caps off at 3 squads.
Okay. Now, to kind of focus this back down to what do you guys have to accomplish left in the alpha, and when do you feel like it's feature complete now that we're actually having some gameplay and people have a better idea on what's going on with it?
Okay. Also here, I will field that meth, but now that we're at the XP final. Okay, so I've bumped up the experience that you get for this stage, so it's like crazy high, I guess. So you have a lot of experience. You'll just be able to buy a shit ton of skills. So the idea here is that you could see, Sean's already skipped past it, but the little XP icons at the bottom, you get a flat amount of experience for a stage, and divides that experience into the different categories from ranged, melee, acrobatics, and unarmed. It divides that set experience points into what you favored. So because he barely dodged and used a little bit of unarmed but shot his rifle the most, the experience reflects that. So he got a lot of firearms experience, not so much with unarmed or melee.
Mike,
I
am I
might.
working yet?
What's that?
I'm working now, right?
Yay!
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
cool.
back.
Alright.
Okay, so you want to revisit that one question, Meth, about the objects for stages, and then I'll feel.
Yeah, so in the level design in the last month and a half, what have you kind of worked on as far as the art for the actual levels, or have you shifted over to things like characters and weapons?
Almost entirely moved over to weapons right now. We feel like we have a pretty good like resource base of just like fridges, closets, countertops, all that sort of thing that we could just litter around the map. We'll need more, of course, as time goes on, but like right now, I can go ahead and not have to build anything in Blender save for the map itself and just go and throw things around. And of course, like based on, what it's from or what pack it's from, so that like, it's not just like a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, like almost entirely just been on level design itself, like not like asset stuff for the levels and weapons. So like got like the revolver pack and the like you see like here some of the new melee weapons I put together.
Yeah. Okay.
He's old.
And with that level design, is there anything drastic that you've changed in the levels we've previewed before, as far as how the maps are laid out or how enemies are supposed to attack you? Is there anything interesting being added to that, or is that more solidified as far as what we'll see in the alpha?
I think we just need to play it a little bit ourselves before we turn around and do that.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reading text messages here. Like, yeah, like the problem with playing a game all the time, like the same one, is that like you can't see the forest from the trees or like the problems in it anymore. So like, I could be playing this game and just completely looking over annoyances that the game might be bringing to the table. And like if, someone plays it for the first time, they're like, wow, this is BS, And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even notice.
Right, like
I
we
was
were
just
spending so much time making it so that the weapon in the quartermaster glows blue to show you what it might look like ghosted.
Right,
I forgot that I had to reassign the WASD keys because I'm a stupid idiot.
Right.
Something like that, right. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so that's why like anytime these moments when Sean gets to play it, or anyone really, it's a good time to take notes.
Yeah.
Especially with level design.
These podcasts we do also, like, all right, every time we work on the game, Matt is sitting there making the transplant hearts and the transplant like organs that are going to go into the body, and I'm the surgeon that's cutting this guy open, dissecting everything, ripping the parts out.
You're just making a huge mess.
Yeah, and over the last 2 months, we've been making this mess on the slab. We're just dissecting this thing, and we're never putting it back together. That we forget, oh crap, hold on, like the investors are coming, a podcast is on its way, so we have to like stitch everything together, and these things keep us realistic. I think they keep us very realistic about what we are trying to make here. So it is good to do these things, and it does give some context that we lack, like when Matt says forest and trees. We kind of lack that when the guy's just sitting open on the table. We forget that he's a human being, not a bunch of parts.
Yeah, why did we have to stick just so many hearts into one person?
I don't know.
You really need this
Maybe
many.
I'm going to try.
I want
also,
all of his
you'll,
organs to be hearts.
You'll notice that as part of the character degeneration, it looks a little silly when they fade through a bridge. They kind of sink down.
Yeah, I've been noticing that, especially with the apartment, that balcony. But
Yeah. And so I have a couple of fixes. Yeah, I did see that before too. There's a couple ways to get around that. And it's not that it's hard to code. We just need to come up with a solution. What should it look like if a character degenerates on a bridge, right?
And sometimes you might just be able to say like, hey, heck with it. Or maybe make them like compress vertically a little bit or something so they don't come shooting out the bottom.
Right, yeah. That's a good idea. Maybe flatten them on the z-axis. I have a couple of theories on how to do that. There's always a way, right? So I'll play with that, but
In worst case scenario, we just sort of flatten them and kill them.
If you kill people outside of your sweet spot, because you remember that's considered a crit, you'll see the death animations are in the game now.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of more.
All the really cool ones are in, and it randomly will assign ragdoll at different times in the animation. These guys don't stand a chance against Tricky Sean. But yeah,
I do like these new
the
death
transition
animations
between the deaths and the ragdoll. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm glad that we got more than just the one death now.
Yeah, the one body that I can't die.
Yeah. I was like, wow, you all can't, come to this horrible realization. Not every one of you.
Right. Like I love Gary Oldman as an actor. I don't know that I could just watch Gary Oldman playing every character on the screen. That is the death. It's a beautiful death, but it's the only death.
But it's not unlike how we just want to put a whole body full of hearts.
Yeah.
We just get a little carried away.
No.
Let me see here. I don't remember how many of these new weapons were in the last build, but I'll just enjoy it. I also see what Sean's doing on the doors. That's on my list of things to fix.
Wait, is it broken? I looked
You've
away.
been through a door and you're facing a new area. Sometimes you're holding a key that will send you back into the door. Really.
Oh, right. No, I think you had a pretty good solution for that. You just haven't actually done it yet. Like where it's like a 2-second timer or something.
What I might do is something like when you go through a door, if you're still holding down the same keys as you were when you first left the door, or excuse me, when you first went into the door and you come out another door, like let's say you're going through a door that's on the invisible wall, thus like facing towards the screen. So you're holding S, you're holding down. Suddenly you're coming in through a door that's also in the invisible wall, so holding S should make you go right back in the door, and you'll just keep doing that infinitely. I think what I might do is lock the direction of the door as far as an axis that you can go through. So like if you go down through a door by holding S and come out through another door that's facing up. Thus, S will send you back through. It just locks S or locks that direction. You can move any other direction that you want, but it won't let you move that one until you let go and press it again. I think that's pretty easy. I think that'll feel pretty good. But these are the kinds of things that we have to decide. It's not a matter of like doors are an insane prospect in this game. There are so many things going on with just a simple door.
Oh yeah.
Never ever ever know from the back end. They'll never know.
Well, like you got them working pretty damn good compared to how they were before.
Yeah, I think now it's working pretty flawlessly. I don't know why all those guys are spawning out of a door that that links to the same room. That's supposed to be disabled, so I'll put that on my bug list. Actually, yeah, let me put that on.
And this is kind of the daily conversations you guys have when you meet up and you're discussing the game and how it should be played.
It's a little bit more like enthusiastic and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. We're like in the clouds most of the time about it. Like, oh yeah, that'd be so badass.
Yeah, we really are kind of way too like happy and giddy about this, like more than we have any business to be.
Yeah, this is like these podcasts are more of our reality check, which is of course why we sound like we want to shoot ourselves in the head.
Well, you're also
Sound
taking
like
time
you're
off your
happy.
weekend, and we kind of understand that. I mean, you're talking to a whole bunch of fans.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you guys don't sound too cool. You know?
Oh, that
Gotta maintain that
Don't worry
image.
about that.
Don't worry about that.
But as far as what you guys hope from achieving this, what do you guys hope to learn from us as the testers or the backers playing through this? Do you feel like it's going to be a lot of contributions to finding these bugs and being able to polish the game more? Or do you also want to give a feel on whether people are as enthusiastic as you are in your vision of what this game should be like?
Well, I'll tell you this. I can't wait for the reaction videos. I think Matt's in the same boat, right? That for me is what it is. Bug reports are great. It doesn't give us the feel. Like it doesn't put us in your shoes. Bug reports are necessary. If something is broken, I need to fix it. It's plain and simple. That's no argument.
All right.
But as far as like, is this the game that we wanted to make? Is it the experience we've been going for? I'm looking forward to reaction videos. I can't wait for like after the alpha, 1 week later, popping onto YouTube and looking at all the videos of people playing through the game. I can't wait. Even the complaints, because those complaints, I will feel embarrassed about like a bug that should have been fixed or a feature that I should have known better on, and to go in and fix it and make it better. Or someone's like, boy, this gun looks like shit, which is not possible because they're all freaking awesome. But someone will say it, and then Matt will say, okay, why did they feel this?
Why
way?
did you have to go and hurt my feelings?
Yeah, what's your fucking problem?
What is this feeling that I have?
I'm feeling bad, but for myself, this is weird.
Yeah.
Why are you saying these things, and how did your parents hurt you?
Right.
Well, I am curious to take in feedback about how the game just looks. Of course, that being like, you know, aside from like Swain doing all the magic with the camera and the lighting effects, like when I'm putting together these maps, sometimes I'm just doing it like I have literally no idea what I'm doing. I'm just making a thing, and nooks and crannies for you to get lost in, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, does it play well, or is it just a confusing mess?
Yeah.
You know, that way I could take like the map things that I have done that worked well, and keep working with that, and sort of throw to the wayside things that do not work.
I'm noticing here in this stage that Sean is having a much easier time killing people. I know that he's right-clicking to aim as well, but which brings you up to brings your gun up to sight so you can like log on to dudes.
Yeah, that's your iron sights of this game.
Yeah. But now that it's like a little bit easier for him to be able to click and shoot on people and make sure that they're eliminated. With that in mind, like I'm looking at this now, I can see that now we can start working on tactics. Like his character is basically in a corner right now. These guys ought to know that, and then like I could just put some AI in that says, I recognize you're in a dead end. Like let's rush him or like block him in. Somebody throw a grenade.
Or throw grenades in after I'm right.
Yes, exactly. So like you're not getting out of there. It's grenade time. I want the game to like punish you for making what it deems to be a mistake.
Right.
Also, here's an aesthetic thing. Notice how when he's standing in front of that door frame, how it does the silhouette. I want that. But I don't like that you can see a silhouette when he is in that room with the pilot. I was going to say helicopter operator. There's a word for that. Oh, yes, pilot. I I don't want to get rid of the silhouette there, so I think I want to move the door over to the right so that you're never, the door is never blocking the vision of you when you were talking to the pilot. Stuff like that, like little tiny like tastes that I'm only getting now that I'm watching someone else play, and I can sit back and relax. I never sound like I'm relaxed, but I am.
No, you sound pretty wired up all the time.
Yeah, the coffee's not helping. But it seemed appropriate for this stage. Yeah, I actually want to see how the camera like locks in some of these other areas now that Sean's exploring. I have to move where that little here. I'm going to move this now, but I got to move where the left-right boundary things are.
And it seems like the camera is a lot more dynamic now than it was in previous builds. There was on the Nexus projects level, it started zooming in on some of the action. Do you feel like you're trying to get a more cinematic feel, or is it more just making the gameplay easier when the camera's reacting like that?
I guess, well, a little of both, really. I can't say no to either. You'll notice that a lot of the zooming in happens when you're dealing in unarmed or melee. Especially unarmed, I think, where there's no, like, if you're engaged in hand-to-hand combat with somebody, whether your close quarters combat is either melee or unarmed, you're beating the crap out of, oh god, there's an ambush. You're beating the crap out of somebody, and suddenly the game starts zooming in the camera to be dramatic.
I think
Oh,
there's
here
a
they come.
bit of an issue with the
I'm not
cash
sure
reward.
why. I don't know why they weren't going through there, but whatever.
I got like quite a significant amount of money from that.
Yeah, but we're about
that
to
was
find out.
intentional. They were waiting for you.
Holy crap!
Actually,
Apparently
Wait,
got a
negative.
I'm in debt now.
Negative 2 million. What the?
yeah, I
Oh,
was
2
gonna-
billion.
XP
I believe what I
minus.
did was I upped the number, and now there's a negative for some reason. I upped the number for testing.
We found the end of numbers, and we've rotated back around, so they're flipped into negative.
Right, it's like the Super Mario Brothers extra life thing.
Cash
Yeah.
minus.
Eventually you reset.
Also, Gandhi will nuke us now.
Yeah.
What is this SIF for?
Oh, I
All
can't
the
buy
six.
anything now because I have a negative.
All right.
You got a lot of working to do
Yeah.
to make that 2 billion back.
Yeah.
Gotta get started.
Good luck.
It's not a bug. It's the Sean tax.
Right. Yes, he can't afford anything.
Oh wait,
Perfect.
that was only on normal. Now I've got Blue Mondays on hard, so I want to see what the reward is from that.
Okay.
Negative
Yeah,
4
so
billion.
maybe it multiplies positive, negative, positive. Who knows? Double negative, right?
I'm gonna find out.
Oh, Dr. Fox puts up a good point. In the dystopian future that Madness is set in, you actually buy things with your debt. Actually having money is a sign of poverty.
That's pretty. I like that you start the game with a certain amount of like debt. You can continue to purchase things on credit, thus ruining your debt. And the more debt you have, the more valuable you are as an investment.
Right, because they need you for work.
Right, the modern Nevadian banking system in this game.
Well, if it wasn't so confusing, I would think that would be a really cool system.
Right.
Yeah, maybe for story mode where we deal in favors, like the favor system. As
Yeah,
far as
or-
this, yeah, you just get good old fashioned madness box.
1 second, guys.
Hello, who's there?
Come on in. Join the
Come on
stream.
in, Sean's person who is related to Sean in a
That was
way.
what? That was
Wait, meth is gone. Where's my moral compass? I'll kill you all.
Fuck! I have so much power now that the other person is gone. I could just I could just say that. No,
I've got no one to reel me in. I can talk about anything.
I could say.
Sean, are you noticing A, any improvement in performance? B, any improvement in pathfinding? C, that is all.
Don't use big words. Just
hang
say,
on, I'm
are
just
they
gonna-
easier to kill?
just gonna see the rewards here.
All right.
Oh, well, he's having fun, it sounds like. This is cool.
I'm sorry for the complicated yes or no question.
Well, it seems like it's capped at that specific minus 2 million. That's strange. Yeah, the pathfinding seems a lot better.
That's probably the maximum of the integer or
Um,
something.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the integer thing. 2 billion point one something something.
Yeah.
And if it gets too high, it rolls right around. Because of that little integer bit.
Oh wait, I made
Sean,
money back.
Have we, I wonder, yeah, strange.
How many times are you going to have to do that to break even?
Well, I'm now 32,000 up.
Sean, you can press I to go to your inventory and just check out where your cash is, so you never have to really go to the quartermaster,
Oh yeah.
if you wish. Oh, 32K.
I don't know
No.
how that works.
How about that?
I don't
Okay.
either, and I programmed it, so that's fun.
Let's see if I can...
Also, so Sean, check out when you get the chance. Go to the skills menu and kind of dick around with that. There are no
Yeah,
descriptions yet for the skills, but kind of gives a feel.
Now, as far as skills have gone, how would you describe the system that's going to be in the alpha?
Perfect.
Absolutely nothing is flawless. It will cure your diseases.
So what we'll do is I'm definitely going to publish an image, and we'll update it when it changes, of the skill tree onto the website. Or maybe, hell, just take some screenshots and put them into the game or something. I don't know. But right now, skills are listed in a list. And you click on the skill and it shows you what you have, what are the skills you can currently purchase, as well as the ones that will come up next, as with the ones that you have now as a prerequisite. You'll see what I mean, and as well as just all, where you can just see every skill in the game. Right now, when you click all, we only have the first tier of every skill available.
Yeah, none of the legendary stuff.
Yeah. But the idea here is you purchase your skill, and every skill has an associated attribute. Unarmed is all strength and endurance. Ranged is, dexterity and tactics, etc. Changes per one. So you can just click on something or in the skill. Because he's earned a lot of ranged and melee, his both of those things are very high for his experience points right now. So I know these things don't have much description right now. I just haven't added that in because I've been working on other things, and we'll get to it. But it'd be nice if we had an icon that represents what it does. It'd be fun if in a finished game we had a flash animatic of a little sketch of a dude doing something to show what that skill does.
Check out your awesome new 3-hit combo.
Yeah, right, exactly. That'd be really cool. I'm not really banking on it for a game like this because we're not AAA title.
No, we're just two dudes. So I'm. It's not that we're cutting corners, it's that we're spending our time doing more awesomer things.
Right, exactly. So, to you gamers out there, use your imaginations for once, like we did when we made this game. That's what I tell myself.
Damn, son.
It could be possible to implement a sort of testing room where you just say, hey, do you want to try this out and see if it works? And you're like, all right, click the button, you get a dude, perform the attack on him.
I wouldn't be against, honestly... rather than that specifically, I wouldn't be against having a in Madness Interactive, a danger room.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well,
just
we already got the room kind
where dummies come in and you can spawn as many grunts or whatever as you need to. Not complicated, guys, because we don't want to ruin the feel of, oh crap, what is this new unit? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's an engineer. Wow. Instead of that crap.
I've got an idea for the targeting range. Why don't we get some live grunts tied up by a rope and they move along?
Didn't Borderlands 2 have that?
No.
Yeah, they did. Well, I remember that from Borderlands 2.
It's an original idea.
Yeah.
I said it, so it's
how about
my
we have
idea.
an NPC dialogue where you discuss it with them in arena, whether they want to come back with you as a turncoat, and then after going through the right sequence of NPC dialogue options, use your charisma skill to try to get them to come back with you. Then you tie them up and shoot at them.
That seems like a very complicated and time-consuming method.
Yes.
Or alternatively, you can knock the fuck out of them and then just tie them up to a thing.
Right. Yeah. Every unarmed hit is considered that. So Sean, for your next playthrough, G is grapple. All right.
Oh, yeah.
And once you press G, just mash on mouse 1, and you'll beat the crap out of them.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see that.
Yeah, it looks good. And let's see. After that, press X. Right, the button under the S button. You know what the X button is. Yes. Press that on either a grunt, because they're considered so crappy you can execute them at any time, at least for now. Or press X when somebody is in a stun animation. Just jam on the X button and you'll execute them with whatever you have.
Nice.
It looks better with melee weapons right now because we have 2 animations, and the one where you lift the guy off the ground and slam him looks really badass. So if you have a melee weapon, do that. But otherwise, X will still work. So yeah, just do that on a grunt. As soon as you can.
Machine gun is not a melee weapon.
Oh, so that's the grunt. That's the grab. That's the grapple. Nice. Bam, headbutt. Grunts have no health whatsoever, so the first hit that you do on them just kills them.
Yeah, it's really cool when you do it on someone with a wealth of hit points, so you can just sit there bashing your face into his. It's really badass looking.
Yeah. So I'll give you the next set of commands once we've done this a couple times.
Just trying to
Oh yeah, grab the engineer.
Yeah,
Okay, I can do
he'll
it
take
now.
a few hits.
He'll take a couple hits before he.
There you go.
Oh no!
These guys are making your life
You
difficult.
made yourself invincible when you were dead. I like it.
It's just Murphy's right back to life.
Right, you'll leave a beautiful corpse.
Isn't that Tricky's thing, though?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's-
leaving behind corpses is kind of his thing.
All right, so what's the next stage after Alpha or after the release of Alpha, and what are you guys planning to do for the development moving forward? Are you concentrating on arenas still on the core gameplay mechanics? Do you feel like elements like story mode or zombie mode will be worked on more?
Yeah, after Matt is done with this deathmatch thing, because I like the idea of having this little like self-contained stage, just purely to test combat without all the intricacies of building skills and stuff. Just can this game stand on its own as a combat game? I
Something
feel
of a
like
simulation, yeah.
yeah, right. Doing this deathmatch mode to me is the first step towards creating story. And the reason for that is that story is not really about buying weapons and increasing skills. You will be able to do this, but like Hank, you'll never make Hank a telepath, right? Like Jesus, you won't do that.
Yeah, the
skills
main
will kind of
characters
be
that you
set.
go through in the story mode, like, they're not fully developed at the beginning of the game, but as you level up, it just sort of like auto takes you through it.
Right, yeah, like I'd like a skill point system maybe in story mode where it's not about experience. It's about like, cool, you finished this map, everybody got a level. Everybody
Right.
leveled up, and
It's
now you can spend the skill point on a skill, and let's move on and get back to the story.
Right.
It's less about planning your path, which is what Arena is.
Yeah,
So-
Arena you're making are custom super badass.
Right. So if it's all about the story, and yet it's not a quick time event based game, then the story is not about like taking over your character and doing a bunch of role play crap, and it's not about building your guide. Then what is it? Well, damn it, it's about combat in new and interesting places. That's all story mode is, as far as I'm concerned, and giving a feeling of momentum and discovery as you do it.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I think that's going to be something I want to work on like immediately after the alpha's done. Like once I start putting together story, like the very distinctly story mode things is the one map you were talking about where it starts off with like you're on a truck and everyone else is on trucks too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The like story tutorial mission where we trap you in the back of a truck while Sanford and Demos are driving. You're playing Hank, who's the ultimate badass, and he teaches you through his experience how to win, how to fight. Then the story will progress from there, and even the tutorial will be tied in where suddenly you have like a truck filled with golems like comes up by you, but then they crash, so you don't have to face them, and there's that sense of like, ooh, that was close because I wasn't ready to kill those guys yet.
Right.
And then eventually you'll fight golems in the game, and the game will then teach you how to take care of them, how to dispatch them. That sense of discovery, of progress, of feeling like there's purpose and importance behind every mission that you play with your character. That is, to me, what story mode is, and it is nothing without a combat system where that is central to everything. I hate to say it, but you're going to discover new zones and discover the plot and discover new interesting feelings while playing this game just by shooting your way through every stage. Creative problem solving, but shooting nevertheless. So
Now, are the other arena maps not working in this build? I noticed Sean's only doing a couple of them.
I think, Sean, you're just
Oh,
picking these ones.
I'm
right?
beating the shit out of someone. Oh, that was a tough one.
I
this.
only saw about 4 in the listing for what Sean was going through.
Okay.
Yeah, I may have it so that I need to go back through. Let me make a note next time he goes through that that's something I need to do.
Well, I was wondering, like, were some of them broken? I needed to do it.
Oh, no,
first.
not at all. Not at all. I didn't disable anything on purpose.
Okay.
I think that what happened is I yet again revamped how... Oh, like he's beating the crap out of that guy. I yet again like revamped how it loads missions and whatnot. So clearly I didn't do it right, I think. I'll have to see next time he goes through, and with that insight I'll be able to tell. Okay, not all missions loading. Yeah, because I was hoping to see some like Ledge World and stuff and see how it runs on Sean's machine.
Right, that one's sort of a dumb beast, so...
What world?
Ledge World. It's like a
the
big
one-
construction site on the edge of
Yeah.
a cliff.
I think it's called Better Off Zed.
Oh, I've got it. On easy.
Okay, yeah, let's
Yeah, I want to take a look
let's
at
see what
that.
the list is when we get the chance.
I think,
Oh, a lot
Oh yeah,
more
they're
have
down
opened
there. I
up.
just didn't pick them. Okay, cool. So let me cross that off my list, you hosers.
Oh,
well, it like you only have like 3 at the beginning, and then as you play them, you get more of them.
Right, yeah, exactly. All right, cool. So this algorithm is working.
Oh my god.
It just calculates what stages you've beaten. Like every stage has a tier. I just don't think it lists what tier it is. So I'll have to.
Yeah, there's some adjustments I need to make to this map, particularly getting the so you don't fall off into the rebar piles there.
I got caught on the edge there.
Oh, and the zombies are back in. That's
There's-
interesting.
Why is there this one random grunt here?
I don't know. I'll get back to you on that.
Let's see.
I think he.
Oh, you know why? I think he's a testing guy that's just in that stage. I can confirm that for you right now.
Actually, no, you're right. I remember you were messing around with that.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Just
We
happened to
were
see
doing that when we were right. We were testing out the new 0 to 100 weapon stat system. So let me.
He's like part of his own little squad there. He's not actually a thing.
Now he's dead.
Oh, man, we're gonna miss that guy.
It's funny because he
God,
probably
he
would
was
fight
such a
those
good
guys.
actor.
Yeah, like that the zombie wasn't attacking the grunts. That was kind of interesting.
Now, with these, with looking at some of these almost game modes, are we gonna have different levels, have different qualities? Like in this, it'll only be zombies ever, or will we be able to choose sort of a zombie level or a normal run and gun mode when we test these levels?
Well, in my heart of hearts, I would like it so that you could pick a map and then pick your enemy. Or just
Yeah.
like pick a map and then pick complete bananas and like literally everyone will spawn and it will just cause a huge problem.
Right. Yeah. Like short answer. You'll only be able to do that with stages that you've beaten. And when adding modifiers to stages, I like to think that you just nullify it. Like no experience, no money, but you can absolutely add a modifier, like a mutation to a stage.
Or maybe the modifiers affect how much experience or money you get.
Yeah, maybe right. Like everybody,
Like,
like dead guys all come back as zombies now, and they're like all on the same team.
Right. Or everyone has an M249. Like
Yeah,
just
right.
to up the EXP bonus.
Right. And of course, some of these stages will come with mutations already, like as a part of it. And I like to think that modifying the mutation list will affect it, like because we're creating a custom experience per stage here, and it may seem like giving every enemy an M249 is bad news for the player. It also means that every grunt will give you a free M249,
This is true. You'll never run out of big machine gun.
and neither will they. So obviously, testing will be required to see what kind of mod that would be.
To see if that actually makes it easier or harder.
Yeah.
Because, I can't tell from here now that I'm thinking about it.
So Sean, the next thing I want you to practice with, and it looks funny on zombies right now, but if you press down the center mouse button when you have a weapon in your hand, assuming you have a center mouse button, if you don't, we won't be able to.
Okay. I see it.
Your character will do a pistol whip, a rifle butt, or a pommel strike, depending on what he's holding. If you've got no weapons in your hand, then he won't do shit. However, if you want, you can also hold down the shift button. That is like the strong attack button. That's how you do heavy attacks normally.
Ooh.
Hold down shift, and then press the center mouse, and you'll do a shove. And you'll actually push these guys away from you.
Do some bowling.
So it's not very effective, but it stuns them, which is nice.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think you can stun and then execute right away.
Oh wow.
So try like pistol whip and then. So the shove is crazy with zombies because I'm still playing with how they do their like speed up and cool down. I don't know why that zombie's up there. What's he doing? He's
I
hanging
don't
up.
like the direction the sun's
I think he
coming.
likes the view.
Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. There we go.
Alrighty.
Are you like in the ground? That's weird. I think like a zombie tried to grab you and it tried to put you into a grapple. I'm gonna double check zombie grapples. That is something that I need to fix up here.
Okay. Should we start on doing the Q&A session, or is there anything else you want to bring up, Michael?
Yeah, there's plenty I want to talk about, but I want to make sure we answer as many questions as we can. So
Yeah.
Right. I've been
because
seeing
we-
questions kind of swinging through here.
Yeah, we've
Yes,
been
it's
recording
already
all of them.
We have
Okay.
reached the 1 hour mark, so
Yes.
well done,
Boy, does time
everyone.
fly when we're having so much.
Yay!
What the fuck?
I have a
Son of a
kazoo. I have a kazoo.
Oh my
You have my
God.
jealousy now.
You have no respect, sir.
Okay, onto the batch of questions. Let's get.
All right, Walrus. How about this? We'll go on for the next 15 minutes for questions, and then Michael, if you want to bring up anything, you can either think about them in that time or just say something afterward, and then we'll try to split it up that way so we have a combination of multiple things.
Okay.
Now, do you want Sean to keep playing the game, or was Matt able to send some of those pictures over to him to show off what you guys have been doing that isn't in this build?
Oh, I got the
Uh,
pictures.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
sent a
the
few
pictures.
things. His
I
way.
would say for now, feel free to keep playing because I want to kind of explore some of these stages with the way the game looks now. Everything's all
Nah,
fixed up,
I'm
clean.
like, I'm on cloud nine just watching you play this. This is
Yeah,
fun.
it actually looks like a beautiful game. Like it's not the best game ever made. It will be. It's not there yet, but damn it, like we've made some progress.
You made a hell
Um,
of a progress.
so give me yeah, I feel like I'm only talking 1,000 words per minute, so I want to go grab some more coffee downstairs. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're not talking fast enough.
Yes, we don't have enough time.
Pick up-
It's an investment.
Get
Yeah,
your
come on,
ass
pick up
fucked
it.
up on caffeine.
Well, until Michael comes back, Matt, I think you should go over what you've been trying to do when building out the weapons and that kind of assets.
Oh,
Like how you've been going about it, what have you been using as far as tools go, and what are you considering in your design of these weapons?
oh, lordy, lots of questions.
Yes.
No, I'm trying to think like I got myself a bunch of graph paper because one of the problems I ran into putting these guns together was the weapon stat cards. It's the system that Swain has in Unity where like every weapon part has stats attributed to it, accuracy, reliability, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. And every part, like your core M16 part, your M16 barrel, each of those will introduce different numbers and values. So like your short barrel will have a -10 accuracy, your long barrel will have a +10 accuracy, where the base of the rifle itself will have like, I don't know, 60 or 70. So like that's how customizing weapons will result in drastically varying weaponry. So what I had to do, because it's kind of difficult to keep track of that stuff in Unity, was get a bunch of graph paper and write down every gun, every part, and it's sort of my weapon Bible now. Anytime I make any changes or I need to make new things, like the revolver and the shotgun packs, I had to start by just writing everything down. Otherwise, I just get lost. And then from there out, I just pick out shotguns I like and then make them.
Because I realized, like, in the beginning when it's like, okay, so there's a Desert Eagle. That is a weapon in the game. You click on the Desert Eagle stat card, and you can see its damage, you can see its ammo, its accuracy, etc. That was a nice, easy system. It worked for what it was. That doesn't really work with the modification system we want, because a Desert Eagle isn't just... It's the sum of its parts. It's not just
Right.
a single thing with one set of stats. So
And I think in this case, the Desert Eagle like comes out to just whatever its stats are multiplied by the ammo, or like added to the ammo type, which I think is 50 AE this time. But like that way you could make certain guns fire different rounds to much greater effect, or diminished effect.
yeah,
So like I wanted to make a weapon modifying system where you could actually make weapons that are just terrible and no good, and then we could give them to the bad guys like the super grunts or something. People who we want to be just poorly equipped.
yeah, right, exactly.
So like like all modifications aren't just going to be like a straight upgrade. Like some of them will just be downright bad.
Oh yeah, it's not linear. It's the build you want. Like you have a pistol. That's great. I'm a pistol guy. I have some
Oh.
pistol skills. But I also want to be able to snipe with that pistol. And I know my sweet spot is like right in front of me with the pistol. So
But if you stick a big old long barrel on there,
yeah, put a barrel on there and like a suppressor on top of that. Like have as much distance between the chamber and the end where the bullet comes out as you can. Increase that range, and that doesn't make the gun better. It just makes the gun more specialized at doing one thing well and other things poorly.
oh, and for sure, one of the things I really like about what you did with the weapon size thing is that if people get all up in your face, you cannot shoot them anymore. Like if your weapon's too long, so like shorter weapons, like your submachine guns, are perfect for this up close stuff. Whereas like your
Exactly.
rifle, you're gonna find yourself bumping into things.
Right, and weapons like bullpup style rifles where the most of the gun is like behind you.
Oh yeah, that's like a distinct advantage there.
Yeah, the barrel is like practically where your offhand is. Like it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Your
yeah, so
character
you're-
holds it, even tucks it in some.
Yeah, so you're definitely going to like be finding good use in those. Of course, they come with their own little drawbacks, but yeah, like as of late, just getting the weapon Bible kind of down on paper, and then it's allowed me to make weapons like not so much faster, but like more thoroughly. As in, like I'm not missing things that I'm going to have to come back and address later.
Yeah.
So like right now, like I have the shotgun and revolver pack like pretty much done. I just need to give it to Swain, and like Bob's your uncle. There it goes.
Mhm.
So.
Swain,
Hello, it's me. It's Swain.
I think I figured out what the bug with the doors was.
You mean with them spawning in the door?
Well, no, like when you go through a door and then you like glitch out and go back through it. It's basically when I'm holding down W instead of, because like if you
Well,
'cause,
yeah,
like,
it's
you automatically
it's
pass
just
through it.
it's just like I mentioned. Like you have two doors that are basically facing the same direction, and holding W to get into one door by logic means holding W will bring you in the other door. So you keep holding W and you keep popping back and forth in through those doors.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the game. So what I'm just going to do is when you go through a door holding a key, to just lock that key until you let go and press it again. That's what I'm just going to do that. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like other games that I played that did that. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know I've encountered that before.
Yeah, I think that's an easy little fix. Let me add that to my bug list. We can tackle some more questions. If you
Okay,
guys-
let's go off to the questions. Walrus,
let's
you
do
get the
this.
first one. Also,
There.
hit Control Shift 5 once you finish with a question, so we know it's done.
Yes, boss.
Yes. Yes.
Let's fucking do this. I hate you! Avocado.
What
What?
Wow.
Are we okay,
You
Frank?
did that on purpose, didn't you, man?
Sorry if I've ever hurt you, Walrus.
No, it's fine. Avocado Rababot makes me sad.
Wonderful.
Why did you name yourself that? What fucking why?
Avocado Rambut.
This has been coming a long time, hasn't it, Walrus?
Avocado Ramabot. Avocado Ramabot. Avocado Ramabot.
Hey.
Avocado Ramabot.
Okay. How many weapons and modifications will be available within the alpha when it releases?
Here, let me look at my little bookie book.
7 million.
No, just 7, and they're all the same.
7 of the same
All
thing.
pistols.
Well, like, there's 11 pistols in the game right now. 8 submachine guns. Let me write down these numbers so I can look at them again. 6 rifles, the M249, the grenade launcher, and I'm looking at like the barrel core. There's like 20 of these damn things. 5 buttstocks, 4 compensators, 5 silencers, 5 extensions.
Pear tree, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, like, and then I'm looking over to revolvers, and that just continues to make this more and more complicated. I want someone who, like, when we get this game out, to, like, do the math and figure out how many different guns you could actually make. That will be an amusing number for me.
Alrighty. Next question. Fog Waiting asks, will there be a 32-bit version? And I'm guessing a 64-bit version as well. This in particular is for Windows.
I don't know.
I don't see why Unity wouldn't just have that as an option by default. I believe that it integrates with video cards well, and if that's just what you have it set to, like your color scheme, I think it should be fine.
Oh, I think they're talking about 32 versus 64-bit operating systems.
OS.
Like
OSs?
XP. That is again based on Unity. Same answer. It's whether or not Unity can handle it. Our game is just set within its engine, and I don't think that there is a problem. I'll look into it and I'll get back to you on that, but I don't think it's a problem.
Okay. Walrus?
All right.
Worst case, you can just go to your friend's house and play it.
But buy 2
Really?
copies.
Well,
You know,
are
the guy that has a real computer.
you guys are both on 64, aren't you?
These
Yeah.
days, yes. I have a 32-bit computer way back at home that I was thinking about bringing over for just this sort of testing, like low-end computer testing.
Yeah.
But, no, got to mail that thing to myself.
That's a conundrum.
Yeah, right?
Also, I'm guessing, have you guys tested this already on Windows 10?
I'm on Windows 10 and it's working.
Oh,
Kind of
so
question
there.
is that?
Okay.
Well, there we go.
64-bit
That's right,
confirmed.
Sean upgraded.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
That's a lot of
Really,
bits.
Robbie Joe asks, will Z Survival be 100% complete on beta/full launch? It sounds like a huge undertaking, so it could possibly take a really long time to develop.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not coming out for alpha.
Yeah, like so. Here's how I see it, and Matt and I have discussed this, and I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this in the group here. But the expectation is it's very clear that while we're releasing alpha, it's more like arena alpha, right?
Mhm.
And by the time we get to arena beta, we'll be working on story alpha, I think, or at least we'll be working on story alpha while arena alpha's out. Once we get to a final story alpha, hopefully arena beta will be ready, and then we upgrade arena beta to like post beta or something, while story moves to beta, and then Z Survival moves to alpha. Like everything is basically leapfrogging forward, a little tiny piece at a time, or maybe it's more like musical chairs. I don't know. But it seems to me like, yeah, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's just going to be the game is in alpha, and then the game is in beta, so much as the modes will be in those. So
Right, since we can only work on them, like, independently of each other.
right, yeah,
It's not like
early.
during any one given week we work on a whole lot of different things at once. Usually it's just pushing one boulder up a hill.
Yeah,
We just gotta pick the right
or
one.
we just work on the arena alpha and then wait, and then do the story alpha, then make you wait again, and then do the Z alpha, and then do the same thing for beta. Rather than do that crap, I think we're gonna try to look at it as though we're releasing the modes in different stages of alpha, and we've done this. Game looks like it's running fine for Sean. I know he's got something of a supercomputer these days, but I love that tilted camera. I hope it's not too disconcerting, but I like it.
I don't
No,
even know.
I like it. This is one of the other larger maps too, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
This is the mining
sector,
sector, correct,
Left
yeah.
to right. Yeah.
Oh god, I made such a mess in here. I need to tidy it up one day.
Oh, by the way, there's one thing that bothered me with Corpus, with the Corpus system, is that we were calling it stun, is like the amount of damage you've taken on a Corpus. When the problem is that you can also stun somebody, which means they're in a stun animation, which means they're like uncontrollable. They lose their ability to move around.
So we
or
just
attack.
need a new word.
Yeah, so I've been using trauma in my code, and
Perfect.
I figure if as long as you're okay with that, I figure we'll start calling it trauma. How
No,
much
I like
trauma
that. I was
you've
gonna
taken
say like
to
what's
break your corpus.
Latin for pain and damage. Like, trauma's
Yeah, we could just
fine.
use Latin. I like that. Everything will be Latin.
The whole damn game Latin.
You will speak it by the end. It will no longer be a dead language.
You'll write everything in Latin. The entire code.
Yeah, they'll write it
base.
coded in
C sharp in Latin.
Yeah, Latin C sharp. And I'd love to see that.
Yeah, try passing the game to another developer now.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
what is it? Is gamma C? Is that I'm really bad with like Greek and Latin lettering.
Yeah, it's
Gamma's-
ABGD.
Yeah.
I only remember that because of the Gallagher skit where he was making fun of that.
Right,
Those
right.
nutty Italians.
So that's Greek, but it'd be something like gamma plus plus, gamma sharp. I don't know. There was a joke in there. It was coming. Just wait for it.
All right. Next question.
right,
John
fine.
Reaper asks, will the game have mod support in the final release?
Yes, insofar as like I can try to get it integrated with Steam Workshop, the expectation is yes.
Alrighty.
Final release, yes.
That was
Alpha, we're
easy.
still modding the game. It's called making it until then.
Yeah. Oh, before I continue, I think it's worth saying that I'm pretty sure Tony's in the call. Like, he literally just joins and didn't say anything.
Oh.
Okay. Hi, Tony.
Tony, are you in the call?
Does he have a microphone?
I think it's his ghost.
Oh, then boot him. Kick him out. Fuck, come to it.
No ghosts allowed.
Kick him out of the
Alright,
podcast.
Joking.
We're like the
I'm
anti-Ku
technically here. I'm multitasking.
There he is. We're like the anti-Ku Klux Klan. We kill people with white hoods.
Right.
All right.
Sure.
That's the joke. They wear hoods. Hilarious.
All right.
That's where you wanna
Step
take this,
away for
alright.
like 3 minutes, and I come back, and that's the first thing I hear.
No,
It's completely fine. I'm saying I'm murdering racists. Oh,
What has been
Great.
happening since I left?
I think Walrus died on the inside. He lost his soul or something, and we're
Is
seeing
there
the
a-
repercussions of this.
He tried to
Is there a
pronounce
game
avocado
still being made,
Ramapop.
or are we just moving on?
All right.
by this kazoo. Okay. Right. Okay. Actual
Damn it.
fucking question. Let's
More
go.
inquiries.
Willie Mac 23 asks, you said there would be base hideout thing. Can you customize it in some way? I think they're referring to AHW mode, unless you've mentioned something recently about customizing the arena headquarters.
Yeah, I did briefly say something about upgrading your headquarters. That would just be things like going from a very simple couple of beds to represent like a couple of hammocks, or like bunk beds to represent your barracks, like where your soldiers are basically.
Like your quartermaster will get like different looking digs when you upgrade your ability to get more cooler guns.
Yeah. So it stops.
Before he
looking
has like just a water cooler with some dirt guns in it.
right,
and
and
after a while-
like that back area behind the quartermaster, maybe we like stretch that out so it looks more like a warehouse, like an Indiana Jones, like the warehouse full of boxes of relics and crap.
Just endless weaponry, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. Stuff like that. And then, of course, there'd be the in-game repercussion of, well, maybe not repercussion, but benefit and bonus of, like, new weapons,
Repercussion.
You can hire more guys. Things like that. Also, the ability to summon more, like when you go on a mission, we were talking about the idea of having, I was playing my buddy Afro Ninja's game, Soda Dungeon, which he released on mobile recently. I think it's on Android now too, and very cool little role-playing game. I encourage everybody to check it out. And that's my plug. It is very fun. But in the game, you don't play like a squad of guys. You don't like build a party so much as for when you dungeon crawl. So much as you are the guy who hires them with the expectation that they all will die. But it's more like PG or something, so they don't really die. They just kind of run away. I liked the like expendability of it. I liked that feeling, so I'd love to have in this game that kind of inspired me to like me and Matt were talking of not just having squad mates that you hire and train, and these are like your close buddies, but also having leadership-based skills where you can hire on muscle that no matter what, by the end of this mission, they just go away. They're just babies like grunts and stuff. I don't even think you'll equip them so much as you just buy them by rank. It's like buying your own engineers and Zoldats and stuff, and they come with you into the mission. By the end, like their whole purpose is to take bullets, soak them, and die, and kill as many people as they can before they go. But it would be a very cheap expenditure, and no matter what, live or die, they just, they're just gone at the end of the mission either way. So that would be another thing that you'd be able to upgrade alongside having more and better options for true squad mates, like your real NPCs that come along with you, which you would get to handpick in like a hiring scene, which I can't wait to do. A very similar hiring experience that the player will go through in the tutorial at the beginning of the arena. There's going to be like a sort of hiring segment where your character is sort of like recruited to be in his position, and eventually you'll be the one running the recruitment. It won't be as complicated as it sounds, but I think it'll be a nice little touch.
All right. Next question. Sketch.
Oh,
yeah, you go.
Yeah, you want to cut me out, asshole? No. My job as well.
Walrus is hostile to me.
He is hot-blooded.
I blame Avocado Bot. I said, there he did. I did it.
He said it. He did it.
He said it. The curse is broken. Walrus is happy again. Now go, damn it.
Somebody put some extra rage in his coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Somebody urinated in my Coke.
Also, Avocado says he's sorry for traumatizing you.
Okay. No, I love you. Sketchy232 asks, will we have PvP when the game comes out? And by that I mean, will we have like a multiplayer mode that just like, where we can just play against each other and kick the shit out of each other?
I would love to have, and these are all features questions, I know, so this is not giving Matt much of a chance to talk, but
No, that's fine. I just listen.
yeah, let's say I would love it. I would love to have like at least local multiplayer support. At the very least, in a like let's say you play story mode and it's a mission that's got Hank and Sanford and Demos, or just Sanford and Demos, and you just have another player play the other guy. I would love that.
Not unlike Army of Two or something, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. Story mode will be based around being a single player experience, but if we can find a way to make it work, then I'm absolutely down for that. As far as like true multiplayer, everybody knows that's a long ways away. We have to finish this game first, and then we can add multiplayer. We fully intend to. That's not coming yet. But local support, I think that'd be kind of neat, especially in deathmatch. In a map that you just, I don't know if we would do like the camera pulls back and what would it make the game look ugly, because that immediately like raises a lot of questions for me about what will be ruined with the camera, which I put a lot of work into, if it's stretching to support multiple people, or does the guy just fall off the screen and he has to run back towards you? These are important questions to ask. We want to. We're going to try, but we'll see.
All right.
The end.
The end.
All right. Crawler asks, is there a set date for when the alpha releases? Also in contention with not necessarily that there is going to be, but being that you guys have only a few things on your list you want to accomplish before polishing before alpha, how long do you feel like that is away? Not exact dates, but rough estimates.
I think I want to take a bunch of other questions first before I get into that, because I think that actually covers the list of things that we have left to do, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So don't worry, we will attend that. the podcast will not be over until we have the chance to discuss that.
Okay.
But we'll get back to it.
All right. Discord Cantus asks, in Madness Combat 10, the Auditor briefly turns into a dragon head and breathes fire at Sanford. It's fucking awesome. Will that be an ability in Auditor's apotheosis tree?
I points, by the way, for remembering that we are calling it apotheosis for a legendary skill tree.
Yes.
I see that I can take your question seriously because you are taking our game seriously. Matt, what would you say? Like, say if it was not a problem for me coding wise. Like,
No, I'd
let's
love
say
to
I
do
could
stuff
make-
like that. Mostly like area of effect or just like room clearing effects. Like skills like that would be just friggin' cool as hell.
Yeah.
Like really feel the benefit of just being like overpowered as hell.
I wonder, like, morphing a head to actually form a dragon head would be hard.
Mhm.
But
Well,
I'm
could we do it out of like I'm thinking about your fire effects, the particles. Could we just make those black and instead of like a meshed head, it's just like a particle kind of cloud shaped like a head?
I mean, yeah, we could have it so. Oh, did that guy spawn back there? Sorry, Sean, you're screwed. This guy spawned inside the wall. Yeah, you're done now. Yeah,
They
I
finally
mean,
figured out how to beat him.
question number one that I have is like, okay, so the Auditor is a shadowy black figure. When the player buys that as their apotheosis skill tree, do they suddenly gain his same color, or is that just unique to him? You know, because the Auditor is the Auditor, so he looks like the Auditor. Or is that a result of his like black abyssal powers? You know, like that's a question that we have to ask, right? Do we just make it so you lose the way your character looks, and now you're this black form, and you never get your like old form back? Is that something you can buy for yourself, like shadow armor, and now it makes it that way? And if so, then what will the power look like? Like, is it a big black dragon head appears over your head, like a model that you animate, which would be easy? But then does that look stupid over a character that doesn't himself look like a black shadow creature?
Right. Just looks like some guy with a big silly helmet on.
Right, exactly. And like only temporarily as it like pops in and pops out.
Right.
So ultimately, we have a lot of questions about something like this, like what is the reason for this power, and how can we manifest it? But ultimately, short answer, because we like those, there is no reason we wouldn't have area of effect stuff. Even if you don't get the cool dragon head or we think it looks stupid, still being able to breathe fire out, like black fire out, absolutely, I don't see why not. That'd be great.
Right.
Love that. And it'd just be a particle effect. It'd be really easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, like we've already got it in this here map, right? The one we're looking at. There's a couple of burning dumpsters here and there.
Yeah, and if you like the way those look.
Yeah,
Also, did you notice the icon for the stage? I went ahead and just did a big focus on the bulldozer because I'm still a proud father.
Yeah, well, you spent like a whole day on that, so I don't blame you.
Make it 2.5 days, and then you got the right idea. God, think of the features that could have been in the game if I'd not made a bulldozer.
Hey, remember that time I spent all afternoon making a crane?
I was gonna say,
These
where's
things
the
have to
crane,
happen.
man?
The crane
think
is
there's one
in
in
the
this
stage, but because it's such a top-down view, you barely see it.
Oh, actually, you're right. Yeah, I remember. You just see the bottom of it, and it's not very
Yeah.
cool.
But he made it so the
Crane and
crane's in every
bulldozer
stage.
hang out a lot, or
They're good friends.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
Next
there we go. Abyssal firepower.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna answer a question. Avocadorama bot, fuck you. Will cover be in the alpha?
Yeah, cover's already in the game.
Yeah,
Sean's
cover's
still-
working. Sean just yeah.
Display that cover, Sean. Show it to us like it's.
Yes.
How do you just stand behind it?
C. You press the C button for cover right now.
Or is it
Yeah, I mean, like you could stand behind it and he'll hold his gun over it, which is pretty cool. But like if you want to properly crouch down, it's,
Shit, I'm out of ammo, so it's not good.
I see what you did there.
So if it's not working, try another box. And if that's still not working, I'll get into it.
yeah,
Oh,
my
no, there
silly
it
ass
is.
might have not put.
Oh, yeah, there it
He
is.
just wasn't pressing C, that jerk.
Oh, making me think I did it wrong.
Because I recently, since we updated the animations and the way they're stored in Unity,
Wow.
good lord, that's a lot of guys for no reason.
No, it's a great reason. Shoot them.
it's like when you're trying to get a single piece of ice and it all comes at once.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's that same
Yeah.
level of satisfaction and frustration.
I like how they're just standing there shooting at you. They don't
Yeah,
want
the
to
sword guys are like, well, it's not my problem anymore.
The sword guys are just pulling the triggers on their hilts.
Right.
Now, how
Surprised
will
that nothing's
the
happening.
cover system tie in with actually getting shot and the damage you take? Is it going to be a general, you still take damage, but less so? Does the cover actually block your bullets unless you're shooting?
I think what we're gonna aim for is like in the cone directly opposite of where you're taking cover from would like block almost all the bullets. Like
Yeah,
so, like
exactly.
tactically it'll act like a complete bullet shield. Like so you can't still nail someone in the corner of the head because
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's still a game at its core, not a simulation.
Yeah.
But like if a guy walks up on your side, suddenly like he's out of your cone, he can start hitting you again.
Like let's say that we decided that we want to take a broomstick and make that broomstick a piece of cover. Put it in the ground, we put the cover points on it, you press C, you're now behind it for cover, right? As far as the game is concerned, so long as you are on the opposite side of the cover as the guy shooting you, within what Matt is describing as the cone, it's like 70 degrees. It's not like the no, it's more than that. It's like 100, 120 degrees. It's not a full 180, which is anyone to the left and right of you and in front of you. But it is still like a bracket of some kind. Anyone shooting you from that direction, the bullet will just pass through you, even if it runs into one of your colliders. So that's nice and simple.
I love throwing
I
people off
think-
this bridge.
Yeah, and now if you're shooting, the cover, the object itself will still block bullets, but when you're shooting or firing from behind cover, it'll try to make you auto stick back into cover again after you're done firing. But while you're in that firing state, you're vulnerable. Any bullet will still hit you as normal if it doesn't just hit the. Oh, that's weird. Why aren't guys like despawning? They should be like the body should be disappearing.
Like falling through that floor, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bug in there somewhere. Obviously, gonna fix that.
Sean put it in.
Sean, the game was running fine. What did you do?
I did
It was
nothing.
perfect.
You done goofed.
All right, Walrus, do you want to take the next question?
Sure thing, boss.
Alrighty.
John Reaper asks, will there be Steam trading cards? If so, will there also be backgrounds and emoticons?
I know I want to make emoticons because there's money in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always money in the emoticons.
Yeah, go figure, right? But as far as like trading cards and backgrounds, I'd like to. It's just a matter of
Can
putting stuff together for the game or putting together this like ancillary side stuff that doesn't do anything for the game.
Right.
You know?
So yeah, that's one of those things where like, yeah, if we could like throw $100 to Lewis and say, hey, make Lewis from Newgrounds, for those who don't know what we're talking about, make some icons for the game. Here's $100. Or get Mindchamber to draw it. He'd love that. He would absolutely freaking dig it. Yeah.
Yeah, Mind Chamber's been a complete and total asset.
He's a real asset hole.
Ha ha ha.
Where we can just find assets and.
Speaking of which, what has he actually contributed to the game so far?
Oh, finally, I was waiting for Sean to pick up the M2, or excuse me, the
Thank you.
M79.
I only just saw it.
Yeah.
Holy sh!
I think you only had the one ammo right now because it's based on your level, quote unquote. There are no levels in this game.
I've got plenty.
So you only have one shot, but that's okay.
Right.
Oh no,
I've
you
got-
have a couple shots.
I've
Never
got-
mind.
Yeah,
I know I want to make one of those 6-shot grenade launchers with the giant
Yeah.
rotary. Those things are so cool.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Stand-up animations are back into.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
That was-
oh, I have
It's
infinite
like-
ammo.
It's like an Austin Powers. Oh, he's
Oh,
like
no.
stuck in the rafters. That's awesome.
I want to restart now.
Oh, God, that's beautiful.
It's like in Austin Powers when he's like throwing Mini-Me around and he like stands up and obviously.
And see, this is why I want other people to play the damn game. So, like, they do stuff that I wouldn't.
In Nexus 1, because it was Flash, I had to sort through all characters that existed in a scene and apply the knockback rules to them when they got like knocked around. There wasn't even a ragdoll, it was just an animation. But that moment where you hit the ground with like the Jesus like slam power or launch a grenade like that, like the game would freeze for a moment. I love that that's no longer the case. We can just pop them and that's it. It's just,
Right, right. You're actually enjoying physics.
yeah. Oh man.
I did like, oh God, the guy getting caught up in the scaffolding. That was wonderful.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I just got to find a way to like make him recover from that. Because if he's up there, you probably can't shoot him, and if you can't shoot him,
He won't
oh,
die.
awesome.
Yeah.
And
And
I
what if
love
that
them-
happens
I love
to a
them doing
boss?
the vampire stand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's just their stand-up animation.
And I'm perfectly fine with that being like synchronized, looking with each other. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find a way to get him to not do that though. Get stuck on like the
Yeah.
shit there.
Oh, that's looking good. All right, so now we're reveling in our game, but let's.
Yeah, sorry, that's just us smelling our own farts. What's the next question?
Yes.
Okay. Hell's Max asks, will PN2 be coming to Xbox or other consoles?
If all goes well, yes.
Yeah, we
obviously
don't-
we got to
yeah.
see if that's possible. It's one of those things. It kind of helps to know people in Microsoft, and we don't. We know Behemoth, and maybe we can beg some good word of mouth out of them or something, or
Right.
be like, hey Edmund, congrats on Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac sequel. Remember that time I did voices for a game that you did on Flash that no one cared about from like years ago? Can you tell
Calling
Microsoft
in that
to take our
favor.
game?
My God, Tricky's having a bad time.
Yeah, yeah. That's where zombies are supposed to get you, right? Did
Yeah.
you notice the game is running fine with like 20 of those guys on the screen, maybe
I
20?
was actually kind of about to comment on that, but
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
That is
so-
that's what Dead Survival ought to be.
so yeah, as for console, that's what we want. We don't really know.
Yeah, they're right. Xbox, and I guess you can't really call it like Xbox Live Arcade anymore. I wonder why Tricky's facing the wrong way.
I think it's because he rotated him in the inventory screen.
I thought that, but he's been consistently facing that direction, and it respawns.
Sean,
like
pop in your
the-
inventory. Like, see if did you twist Tricky around or something, or
It's fine in the
It,
inventory.
it should reset every time. Like every time you respawn the menu.
it should just
fine.
put you back to zero.
Yeah, it should.
Sorry, that grenade launcher is wonderful.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it just clears the room. I love it. I got to add more destruction to dudes now when you blast them with it. Anyhow, what the hell were we talking about?
I'm not sure, but I'll go
Where
into
am
a
I?
question I actually had for Matt to give him something to talk about. As far as the
Fine.
as far as the animation and the style you had in the original Madness series compared to what you have done and what it currently looks like you have in Project Nexus 2 in the 3D environment, do you feel like you're more trying to emulate the original game, or are you trying to build on top of that as far as the visual and aesthetic design? Do you feel like this is an improvement over the series, or is the game eventually going to be improvement over what you had in the animated series?
Your
jacket is now dry.
What the fuck?
I am going to come over there and cut your dick off.
Well,
That's not the answer to the question at all.
Yeah, yes, it is.
All right, next question.
I thought we were doing robots.
No, but
Okay.
in all reality, I don't know, to call it like an improvement over the cartoons, it'd be like kind of a misnomer. Coming over to 3D animation, like I had to learn a lot about aside from just making Blender work, but like what 3D animation like is compared to 2D animation.
Scientists now. That's
I don't know if like anyone remembers the old Kickstarter alpha, but like the animations in that were just piss awful. Like
because they were
wasn't
by me.
well, not all of them. But like I remember I had something of an epiphany that I was learning like over the beginning of this year, and I was kind of glad that we lost all those animations back in January, and I had to redo them again because I learned that like really exaggerating a character's movements is really important in 3D, more so than 2D it seems. So like you'll see some of the animations that I did long ago that are like kind of muted in that they're not really emoting very hard, and then like the more recent animations where like he just goes balls out, like before he throws a punch he kicks his leg out in front of him and stuff like that, because like when he's so small on the screen and you could see him from any angle, he really needs to move around a lot in order for you to like get the idea that he's doing stuff. Otherwise he's just sort of idle animating.
Yeah, well said. That's perfect. That's exactly how I feel.
Swain, I know it was perfect, I said it.
Finally. Oh, also, speaking of sweet animations, you probably noticed every time Sean picks up a weapon, I've enabled
God.
for his character to have all skills. Currently, like if you just drop a weapon and pick it up, your guy will lean over, grab it, pick it up. It's a slow process.
It's about 2/3 of a second, yeah.
Yeah, but it gets it down to about 1/4 of a second now when you get the pickup skill. Your guy kicks it up like a skateboard. Like you actually pick it up with your foot and grab it out of the air.
Yeah, it's even cooler.
It's
Like if
so
you do it
cool.
to 2 weapons in front of you, like you just like left, right, left,
Right,
foot.
kick. Yeah, like the kick up for like the dual wielding is great.
Yeah, it's like
Kick,
total fucking action movie bullshit.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh
No,
wow!
And the guy's hanging.
Jesus, that what the fuck?
Wonderful.
Going down.
Yeah. I think I like a fucking one of those what do they
Slide
call
whistle?
those? Yes, that's the one. Just go like
Slide with it.
down in reverse. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Rise from your grave.
It's hard to see, but I made a couple fixes to the blood and gore animations. What am I saying? The shaders, so that when you take damage to like your head or chest, you'll actually see parts like your helmet or your body armor or your outfit itself will take the damage, not just the body underneath.
It's subtle, but oh my god, it is so satisfying.
Right, it felt like it was one of those things where it's like having a dish without, or that's like having soup without a bay leaf in it. Like, it tastes like the right soup, but there's something missing and you can't put your finger on it.
Right.
Like, bay leaf shouldn't taste like anything, but when it's in there, like it feels complete.
Right.
So that's kind of what I've done, I think.
You've done
Not
very
everyone's
well.
a gourmet chef, Swain.
Yeah.
I had Taco Bell today. I'm about as gourmet as they get.
I had leftover week old Taco Bell yesterday, and that set the tone for the rest of my Halloween. Disappointing.
Oh no, let's not remember this.
Yeah.
When you are doing those damage modifiers for the main character, will they be less prevalent as in the enemies? So it doesn't look like you should be completely dead if half of your character is a bloody mess after a few shots?
Right.
Oh,
well,
yeah, Swain got that working pretty good, I'd say.
yeah, it's like there's two things going on. The first thing is that you never take body destruction, like holes don't appear, unless a kill took place from the hit. Which is to say, if you shoot someone and they're locked in an animation, like, oh no, I'm dying, and you continue to fire at them, in a perfect world, I have to check if I have it disabled right now, but you should still continue to load them up with bullets, and like pieces will continue to fall off of them.
Shoot them apart. Zombies are also something that can survive being body destruction.
Right, yeah, zombies will always apply some level of body destruction from tiny, sometimes nothing, depends on if it's like small arms fire, like the PPK, or like a punch. Won't really do it, but like a big hit that doesn't kill him will still knock pieces off the dude. So that's one thing. The next thing that I think I need to really start considering is bloodying up a character for reasons other than taking a hit. If you are using a sword, I think that if you cut somebody up or execute them, I want some splatter on your face. I want some blood on the weapon too.
Wait, that was in Nexus 1, wasn't it?
In Nexus 1, I think it was on the weapons.
Yeah, okay, no, I'm thinking of a Madness Interactive one, that way long ago game. Like, where if you shot someone near someone else, they'd get blood sprayed all over them.
Right,
God, I would love that.
I want to do that. I want to have that take place, at least on the attacker. Like, having it check against everybody nearby, and then reapplying and painting new textures on every guy.
Right.
That could...
just sort of like a messy fog of blood. It doesn't need to be,
Yeah. So instead, right, like, I'd rather, like... I want to find some way of at least doing it on the attacker to start, and then we'll take it from there and see if, like... Because it's such a superfluous thing that could just be based on your graphic settings.
Right. That, and how cool would it be? You get done slashing up the joint and you're just all covered with blood.
Yeah, you and your weapon and your, like, all of your stuff is just, like, splattered with, like, drip marks and sprays, but not like the gash marks that would appear.
No, and then, like, the way your the shader works, it still make the black and the character, like, stick out through the red.
Yeah. So we also are going to need to come up with wounds that appear in a character, not just blood. Remember, the blood, it can't be, like, drawn. It can't, like, look like a texture with black outlines and stuff. We can do that, but that would just be another layer. Well, there are ways around it that we can play with, but for the most part, that's not how it works right now.
Right.
And I don't know, like, we'll just have the shape of a wound. Like, if you get grazed, just like a line, you know? We'll just draw a red line across them or something.
Oh, this camera is not very good right here.
Yeah, this is just an example of why we need camera zones.
Yeah.
Or at least the camera that, like, detects large structures and blocks your view.
Right. Or maybe I just need to redesign the level a little bit with that in mind.
Right.
Because, I mean, like, what takes more effort? Me changing the level or you changing the camera, you know?
Right. Unless, of course, I mean, I like where it is. I don't see why we wouldn't ever have stages that look like this, but... but yeah, that could just be something we play with.
Right.
Anyway, I like to talk about this stuff. Share what we know.
All right. Do you want to answer more questions, or do you want to talk about anything specific?
I guess.
Okay. Walrus, do you want to take the next one?
Yes. Okay. Battleman Tot asks, will we be able to fight the Auditor in story mode?
Fight the Auditor?
Yeah.
I'm not entirely certain.
Well, that might be revealing the story then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Which is all like Madman scrawling all over my walls.
I will tell you what. One little tiny thing, and this won't tell you whether or not he's in the game and in what capacity, but I think Matt and I, the way that we're leaning now, the world as you would know it when you play this game is not bereft or devoid of his presence. So I know that sounds like a cop-out
that's a good way to
answer.
say
It
it.
is. It's supposed to be, but the Auditor doesn't not exist in this world. I mean, we're going through all the effort of doing like an Auditor legendary type tree. It'd be a shame if he wasn't in it, but at the same time, in what capacity, where, or do you even like face him or what? You know, like
If it's he's in the game versus his influence is a part of the game.
right, exactly. Like, is he just in a cutscene, or is he in the game itself? Do you play him? Oh wow, these are interesting questions. I can't wait for you to find out.
All right.
But he's not just missing. He's not just missing from the game.
Ooh. That was a nice
Alright.
blood splat right there. You have a
Which
look
one?
at that in a minute. A huge one from an
Oh,
explosion.
it's about to happen. All right, let's see.
Let it happen.
And we're all looking.
Drum roll.
Wait for it.
Wait, it wasn't that one.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nice.
Whoa.
And they all get back up from it. I clearly need to up the damage on this.
That
Yes,
blood
on a
splat does
scratch.
look really good though.
Yeah, I think that's my fault that it's not doing hardly any damage. I think I set it to like 5 or something, which is like less than even the weakest pistol.
Maybe, but technically, if you set it to 5, then that's only the damage that you take from getting hit in the chest with the grenade.
With the projectile.
The explosion itself, I don't think you messed with, but we did mess with the damage in general in the game, so it's possible that I haven't scaled it up. So
Oh,
I'll
did you
play
put
with the
fencing
explosion.
in?
What's that?
Did you put fencing in when I fixed up the animation so that he would
No,
actually wield it with the right hand?
It's not in yet, but now that we have skills, I can actually do that.
Okay, I'm eager for that.
Yeah, as am I. I can. Yeah, that you know what? It's just yet another skill amongst others that I'm still in the process of adding. But we're at the point where I can be doing that. So
Right.
next build for sure, we'll see fencing in.
All right. Next question. K Kotz asks, when will stickers and Kickstarter bonuses arrive into my mailbox?
But you guys didn't get them last year.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was just like sitting in the our chat, and just kind of bonding my time. Like maybe I should ask him about it. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys
Well-
are talking about. I got mine last week.
Really?
Yeah. See,
Oh.
that was it. Well, he got all of them last week.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
100 backers worth of stickers.
Yeah, that's why I got
I'm gonna
tired of
fence
waiting
them on
and
the
made
black
my own.
market.
50 pounds of stickers, yeah.
The only reason we haven't done it yet, we've got all of our the website that we're getting it from. We've got most of our images set. The only reason that it's not out yet is because it takes a little bit to we're gonna have to sit down, write the appropriate emails, and make sure that all Kickstarter and PayPal backers that are eligible receive these emails. This is going to be a week's worth of work, which is a week that we're not working on features for the alpha. So you guys understand, we're trying to get the
Yeah,
alpha.
actually, a good
first.
short answer for that would be after the alpha is done.
Yeah, right, exactly. So that you guys understand why it is that we haven't done it.
I'll probably just come
Uh-huh.
over to Swain's with a pizza and we'll just get it done in 4 or 5
Right.
days.
There's no infrastructure in place for just printing stickers and mailing them. We can't just go to a one-shot website and do this. We have to do a lot of this stuff by hand. So, and we don't have anyone working for us. We have no interns other than the street team here that's helping us with these podcasts. But realistically, it's enough work that we're not going to make someone else do it. It's not fair. It's up to us. We just need to get you an alpha, and then you'll have your stickers. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten. We're still budgeted for it. We have everything we need.
Yes.
So,
Boris, next
hold your
question.
horses and have
Let's do this. Okay. Discord Countess asks, you've stated that you don't want a big focus on slow stealth, but what about an action-focused stealth system? For instance, you dash into a room, lop an agent's head off, and then teleport behind the other guys and slice them in half while they're freaking out trying to figure out where the fuck you went.
In some game modes, yeah. I think we'll have to play with Arena and see where there's situations where that could come into play.
I don't see Arena being a place for stealthy to happen.
Right, I would love it if there was if you're behind cover and they can't see you, so they're we know he's in this room. There's no way to just surprise a group of guys in Arena because you're the first one there. Then they come in response to you being there. So that would be hard, but if you, I don't want to just deny people a stealth experience in some way, like a commando profession where you have more shock trooper type abilities and being able to move around the map while they don't really react to you right away.
Yeah, I think a lot of what stealth is going to be in this game is fudging the AI so much, or not so much to say, but where you're just moving around so much and not making a whole lot of noise, so people are having a hard time tracking you down more than stealth.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. If you can dispatch a group of guys in a room, there's no guys left in the room to see you, then the next group of guys may come in and okay, he's around here somewhere, so they spread out and they're a little bit too thin. So some advantage to I don't want to call it stealth. It's not really stealth. It's more tactical, but
I don't know, noise control.
yeah, something like that. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to just get rid of stealth because then why do we have all these suppressed weapons? Why do we have
Right, and I don't want to go the Payday 2 route and just make the suppressed weapons like do special damage if you have that special ability or some foolishness.
Yeah.
But yeah, suppressors do have to have like a real good purpose.
So yeah, as far as confusing the enemies and whatnot, I'd love to have something like that. So that's what the alpha's for. We're going to play with this and we'll come up with ideas based on that. I wouldn't expect to see it at the outset of the alpha. In fact, I'd go so far as to say don't expect it.
Right.
Alright.
All right, I'm going to skip 2 of these questions because they're phrased a little confusingly. But Really Roby Joe asks, will you sell any small weapon customization packs?
Like DLC?
Yeah, that's what I assume.
Please don't go Payday.
No, we don't. No, like I don't see why we would need to do microtransactions, but I can see myself like way down the road. I don't know, maybe sometime next year making like a specific weapon pack. Like here's 5 rifles and 2 pistols, $2.99 or something, and it comes with a bunch of add-ons and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
about
just
as far as I
realized-
could see us going.
Just don't add drills.
Sean was using the M79, and I realized that he did a critical hit on the guy, and so the canister actually went through him and continued and blew up in the wall behind him. Like he shot him so hard the grenade pierced him.
Nice.
So I realized I got to turn that off. It's an oversight. But yeah, no, we're not going to do any of that like stupid pay to have a different experience crap. Like unless you're buying expansions to the game through DLC, that's one thing. Like new guns and outfits and stuff. Sure, like we got to make money, and I don't want to like just deny people the ability to have stuff, but none of this like pay to have pay $1 and now you get like you upgrade your loot drop to the next best loot drop.
Yeah. Or oh god, yeah. Everything they did in Payday 2 is just maddening.
Yeah. But there will
Especially-
be DLC, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, because we got to make some money, and along the way we'll give you more guns, outfits, and maybe even new missions.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna be doing like more arena maps because like I don't know.
Oh yeah, of
working
course.
on Madness is great. It's fun. I love doing it. I want to do it forever.
Yeah, and with our imprint mode, which will be like the Payday Infamy type thing, it's just respecking, like restarting and respecking your character.
Right. I think like
that's like the
Ultimate-
arena's version of New Game Plus, right?
yeah. They take all your brain smarts and stick it into a new grunt.
Yeah. I would love to. I'd love to have it so that you can pair that with new arena maps and whatnot. Raise like higher skill trees, like tier 4 for like unarmed melee, ranged, and acrobatic. Like just add crap to it.
Mm-hmm.
So like tier 4 dodging could be like you like do a freaking barrel flip through the air or something, like you're just doing like a crazy flip through the air and zipping around.
Right.
Nice.
Nice indeed.
Nice.
Not.
Noise.
Nice!
Okay, next question.
Yes, please.
Discord Cantus asks, can you alter a minigun to fire sniper rounds, thus creating the most amazing gun of all time?
I mean, yes.
I guess I don't know. Miniguns fire 30 caliber rounds. Sniper rifles are 30 caliber rounds. Not a whole lot of difference.
Right. It's a sniper rifle because the ammunition is the same thing. It's the
More or
machine
less.
that's firing it in the level of accuracy you're looking for.
All right. What would be more entertaining is to put a minigun that shoots shotgun shells. Like that seems like more fun.
Oh yeah, right. And a crank-driven, belt-fed shotgun machine.
Though to balance it, the
range.
range's a lot shorter, so it might as well be melee.
For
Sure. What's great is that we can actually duplicate it right now. We could change it so that the M249 fires buckshot. We could just change that in the code right now. with our
Yeah,
stat
like it just uses a stat card. We don't even need to go in and say like, okay, now you fire 1 round or 7 rounds instead of 1. And yeah, Swain did a wonderful thing there, and it's going to work out really well.
It was right. It was a lot of work now with the expectation that it's like no work later. At least
Right? No,
a minimum
Like,
of work.
seriously, like putting together stat cards for new weapon packs, like super easy.
Yeah, the difficulty is in modeling it and making sure that we've covered all our little bases. Is the item on the right layer? Is that like the right piece
And
of
all my
script
my
attached
dumb
to it?
little points where the barrel end extensions go, where the buttstocks.
Yeah,
go.
right. Yeah, exactly. Did you
All that
forget to
foolishness.
register the grip for the right hand and not the left hand? Or...
Yeah, it turns out I did all those things wrong.
Yeah, but getting past that, like the actual stats for the weapons, I think this is the best situation we could have that doesn't involve some external like XML editor where we can just do this right out of Unity.
That would be crazy, but no, what we got is great.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So Connor Greenman asks, have you considered doing agency mode similar to the mighty quest for epic loot system of placing enemies prior to an attack so players may raid your facility while you are offline?
That is of course combining AAHW mode with multiplayer, which is two ambitious goals that we're not quite towards yet. I would absolutely love it if AAHW mode was about being able to invade other people's places, even if the whole point is that you don't like a suit. Like, all right, there's two ways to do it: true multiplayer, where it's like, hey, you want to start a match? Okay, cool. I'll host my stage. You're the attacker, and then we'll swap after that, and each of us like scores who did better. Then there's the pseudo offline mode, or pseudo online, where you're never playing your own map when it's being invaded. Like other people get to attack your map, and you get to attack other people's maps. It creates an instance of it, and then eventually you can get like a day-in report that shows you who attacked and how well they did and how well your guys did and that kind of stuff. I would prefer true multiplayer, but these are two things that are going to be developed independent of one another: multiplayer and AHW. I don't know. A lot of it depends on what order we build it in and how much time we have. Because this is we're looking at like the end of next year before we even get to that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Next question. Willie Mac 23 asks, do we need something special to customize weapons, like you said, shotgun shells out of a pistol like that? Do we need something special? I think he's talking about do we require additional parts if we want to make crazy weapons?
Only in Zed Survival. Matt and I talked about the potential for having it that when you beat a mission, that you get unique loot, and sometimes that unique loot. I see we lost Matt for a second on the call.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if
I gone offline. It'll be a seamless transition. Okay, so sometimes, like, let's say you beat X mission, and you'll get Y gun part, and that particular barrel works on certain guns and not other ones. When you go to the workbench, you'll see a list when you click on your weapon of all the different available parts that you can attach to something. And then once you've unlocked it, whether you pay like a flat cost to unlock it or you've earned it by meeting some achievement or requirement in the game, then you have access to it and you can add it to any gun that you have that it qualifies with for a cost. So a pistol suppressor that only works on these particular pistols, once you've unlocked it, you can buy it for money on any gun you want to put it on. That's it. Removing it, maybe you'll get a little bit of money back. You never actually have like a stockpile of those parts because that's not what this game mode is about. It's about your inventory of weapons, not just like a collection of parts. We don't want that much micromanaging in this. We'd rather make it easier.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're leaning towards.
Alrighty. Walrus, your turn.
Yes, boss. Crawler asks, will story mode be co-opable? Or just in the other game modes? Right, okay.
Which one was that in the other game modes? Sorry.
I'm not. Will story mode be co-opable, or just in the other game modes?
Yeah, like I said before, we might try to do local. I don't think it'll ever be multiplayer because there's going to be too much scripted stuff. But maybe if we can do local, that'd be great. Even if it's something very simple, like you just control the squad mate, and then that's that. Like player 2 attaches a controller to your PC or something like that. Because I don't know how dual mouse support would work, so we'll have to have good controller support to make that even a possibility. But I'd like to try.
Yeah.
I'd really like to try.
Alrighty. Sketchy232 asks, will we have throwing grenades?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, we just don't have them in yet, but we will. We have grenades, they just fire from a weapon. It's very simple to just add that to the game. I could do it in an hour. Matt has given me throw animations for weapons, which I don't think I'm using yet. Let me make a note that those have to go in. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I think I did fast and slow throws, didn't I?
Yeah, you did both. So we're covered there. I just need to add them, so that's right on my list. Yeah, right now when you throw, it just flies out of your hands, like as though it just was teleported away by a giant electromagnet. Yeah, all I got to do is make it so the throw animation that will happen anyway for most attacks, like when you throw something, same exact thing. Just the grenade will launch, bounce a couple times, and then that's that. We'll do like a click and hold mechanic like most games have, where you can run down the timer. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it'll be very simple to do.
Okay.
But yeah, the game will have it, absolutely. Which is to say, engineers and Zoldats will also have grenades to use on you.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, you go.
Raisin Brand asks, will the cursor be removed later? I know that's a dumb question, but I must know.
will what be
Exclamation point
removed?
with a squiggly.
The cursor, the aiming
The cursor.
Like
not the
mouse
cursor.
pointer, yeah, I can
Yes,
disable that.
Oh, yeah.
That could be removed. I just don't have a cursor in place right now for like the menus. So I oh no, not the anything but the pilot.
No.
Ha ha ha.
Of course, I will be disabling that. We might disable shooting in any area but the shooting range. I'm not sure. Or this could be Dark Souls, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, like, well done.
No more missions for you. You a-hole.
Would you be able to do it where you wouldn't be able to shoot, or something a little more complicated where they would just dodge out of everything, or just dodge and then take away your guns after that?
Or make them invincible and they always walk back to the point they're supposed to be at, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just doesn't. Yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah, whatever. Exactly.
Just don't make them
It's-
die.
Yeah, anything I can do to make it so that if you kill them off, it doesn't ruin your game forever. Which it doesn't. You can always quit and come back, but
Right.
for the final game, I don't know. We'll feel it out.
It would feel a little weird, like if you just kill the pilot every time you want to go somewhere.
You don't need the pilot, you just need his chopper.
Yeah.
Well, you need him to punch through the air. and then
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I found a better blood spot. Holy shit.
I don't
Waiting.
it's-
Waiting.
We're waiting.
There are going to be times that
Wait for
objects are scaled
Yeah, it's
What
certainly
the-
scaled alright.
based on the damage that you do, and I don't have a cutoff on it yet. Oh yeah.
Oh!
Oh, Christ.
How did that happen?
It's one of the. Were you all like,
I know why it's causing it. I wouldn't be too concerned. Don't
were
worry,
you
guys.
all like carrying jars of jam or something? Jesus.
No, approved. We want it in the final game. Giant
In
blood
fact, I want that
splatters.
to happen every time you shoot anyone ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be one of
I
those
can do it.
modifiers.
It'd take me 20 seconds to modify the code. I can do it.
I want to make sure that every time you shoot someone that happens, then there's also a Wilhelm scream.
Yes. Just
Or every time someone flies off of the screen.
We should mess around with some Unity water. Get like a room filled with blood, like the what was it? The second,
three.
the third cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Back in the day.
Back in the good old days.
Back in my day, which I couldn't have possibly been in because I'm young and
You're
impressionable.
A young
young one.
one.
A young
All right, should
yes.
we bang out some really fast yes or no questions now? We're getting kind
Sure.
of there.
Yes, we got one.
Yes.
We got one. Go, go, go.
Okay.
Or is it me or you?
Broken Crazy Chook asks, will melee weapons still have durability? Will there always be, will there be any way to make them unbreakable?
I know in arena mode we're toying with the idea of making weapons invincible. But like story and zombie mode, we'd want them to be a little more breakable.
Yeah, right. Story and
just-
zombie. That'll be its own thing. For arena, I don't like the idea of just denying somebody a weapon, especially when they paid for. So you know, I would prefer leaving them invincible for now, and let's see how they feel, and then we'll refield that like down the line once we kind of get a handle of it. See what people are thinking about it.
Right.
Then we'll drop durability into the game and see if people like kick and scream like I hate it.
Right.
And if it really doesn't add any fun factor, we won't include it. Because if it's not fun, why have it?
Exactly.
All right, next one. Really, Roby Joe asks, will we have a hotkey to put away, take out the gun in our offhand?
Yeah, it's right now you just press, I think, tab, though you'll be able to assign your own keys. Whenever you hit tab, it just like swaps to your other weapon set. So,
Yeah, weapon set, so you'll still be you swap out both hands, right?
Yeah, if you have a weapon in each hand, like all the game cares about is that you have a weapon in your left hand and a weapon in your right hand. When you put them onto your back or at your side, it doesn't really matter where they go. All the game knows is that those are your off weapons. So if you were using two pistols, each one will go at your sides. If you're using a big sword and a pistol, then one will go on your back, one goes on your side. The game just decides where to stow it on your guy, depending
Based
on
on
the
the
size of the
size.
weapon. Yeah,
I
but as
remember
far
that's why
as,
you were
like,
giving me flack for like asking questions about size and if we could rescale that. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, it has to be the way it is. I'm like, oh,
right. So there's that.
All right. Will there be iron knuckles or something similar to use a weapon while still using the unarmed skill? This is by Discord Cantus.
Yes.
no, I want that in. I haven't modeled them yet. I wanted to make like alternate gloves, knuckle dusters, spike gloves, stuff that's always on your person, so
Yeah.
that even when you're like armed or using a sword or something, you'll have like your base weapon of nothing will be that much better for it.
Yeah, and I'll have to go back in and see how, like, it's going to take some code changes, but wearing knuckles or claws or something on your hands, boxing gloves, whatever silly nonsense we come up with, that's basically an outfit piece, but the outfit piece works as a weapon. Weapons follow different rules than outfits, so I'm going to have to make sure that the game knows the difference. So it'll take a second to do, but we intend to have that in the game anyway.
Oh man, boxing gloves! I could make my very own strong bad character.
Yeah, all right.
Alrighty.
Here. Now I am back over here.
It's a Bucky asks, will there be movable props in future releases?
Crops, like,
Boxes,
Pushable boxes
stuff
and what
like
have
that,
you.
yeah.
I don't know.
there were
that's
in
kinda up
previous
to you.
ones.
Yeah, I remember it working before. I just don't. There's plenty of problems associated with having movable environmental pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So like honestly, I'm on the fence about it. Like if it's going to add something to the game we're trying to bring here, then definitely. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not jumping out to like find things to do to make that happen.
Yeah, and especially if it overcomplicates the gameplay.
Right. Or if you like break the map because you pushed a box where it shouldn't have been.
Right.
Alrighty.
I do have like little bubbles in front of each door that prevents you from being able to block yourself or enemies in.
Mm-hmm.
I had an experience playing like Halo ODST where me and my cousin found a room where you could push barrels with the Warthog or whatever they call the Jeep in that particular one. Like push them in the way that blocks the AI. It was very clever about getting in anyway, but it made most of these stages like it reduced the difficulty by leagues. So bearing that kind of crap in mind, I'm trying to prevent players from doing the same thing here.
Okay, Walrus, it's your turn. Try to see if you can find a question that is yes or no or short.
Okay. Curry Ninja X asks, question for Melee. Do you unlock different combos that you can synchronize together like in Castle Crashers?
Yes. The game right now you've probably seen counts every hit as part of a combo. It also counts bullet shots, like when you nail somebody with a firearm, adds to your combo. And we're still right now. That's just an aesthetic feature. The game will zoom in the more your combo is to kind of get more personal, but again, aesthetic. We're leaning towards things like making it so that your game slows down, but you still move quickly or something like that, depending on stuff like that, like fun little things. Like
we were toying with that idea. That would be friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Will you have scopes for weapons that let you see enemies further off screen?
We've thought about this. I actually let me make a note of that. That's something I need in here. Right now, the distance you see away from your character when you move the mouse around to the edges of the screen is not based on like a set thing. So if like we had a camera that zoomed really up close on a character and you move left or right to aim, you should still like have the camera scroll away from you a good enough distance where you can see what we consider the max like aim range. So that when you're in a stage where it's really, really zoomed out and you move the mouse around, the camera shouldn't really move left or right at all. Like you don't need to see left or right. The camera's so far back that that's unnecessary.
Right.
So I want there to be a set distance that the game will always make certain you can see away from your guy by dragging your mouse left or right, or up or down, depends on the stage and how much the camera scrolls. But I wouldn't be against having certain weapons let you push that out a little bit. But at the same time, the game's not really a sniping game. Sniper rifles are really just there more for accuracy, as well as for being able to nail guys with a sweet spot further away from your dude.
Right. It's not unlike oh god, what was that one game? That zombie game where you were like hiding behind the garbage and you're shooting at them when they were coming at you. It was Flash.
Yeah.
But like they had sniper rifles in that. Like
Last Stand?
That's the one.
Yeah.
But the bolt action rifles were just good for taking out guys in one shot.
Right.
That's sort of what I see this doing.
All right. Let's have a look. What we got.
Okay, we'll only do one more and then we'll talk about Alpha.
All right. Let's have a good question then.
Alpha.
Let's have a nice question.
Questions.
Do you We can still do the firing off thing if you guys want like a one sentence answer to a bunch of stuff, just to make sure everybody's.
We
covered.
have like 2.5 pages still.
Yes.
Of questions.
And
So-
we have been going for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you want to hold on to those questions, then for next time, and we'll.
Yeah, we will.
we shall.
We'll start
just
off
do,
with them.
We'll just do a non-build related stream like next week or the week after or something.
Yeah,
You know what?
sounds
Next week would be just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, just like a sit down and Q&A thing. We don't have to have Sean play the game or anything like that. Just.
Well, we can make him do it.
oh
He'll do what we tell him.
good. Force him to suffer through this.
Yeah, nobody's in Sean's corner today. But to be fair, I mean, 2 hours doesn't even feel like it's passed yet because
No.
it's been so
No.
long since we've done this. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, like we can be a couple of little chatterboxes.
Yeah.
Well, Swain
Yeah.
can be. I won't.
Yep, that's me.
All right. So, is there anything you guys want to say about the alpha before we start heading off? Any last words?
Yes, don't play it. Get out now.
You monster.
Yeah. All right. So Matt, let's really quickly and let's see if we can do this with like a minute of talking each. It's going to be a real challenge for me, I know. Let's talk about what we need for the alpha. And I not from each of us individually. Like you've pretty much gotten me the assets, and from
Yeah,
time
you've
to time
gotten-
I'll say, "Hey
you've
Matt,
gotten,
I
like-
need this or that." But
Right. You'll need things adjusted because I've been pretty much on the post alpha right now. I mean, unless you really think we could get this the team deathmatch thing done, like in a working. I mean, we'll only have the one map because I'm just going to spend all week on it. Might even be done in only 2 days, but like if you really think we could get that out in alpha, just as like a little bit of cherry on top.
I feel like I want to make that the incentive for okay, everybody who jumped on the alpha, here this is, and over the next week we work on that like post alpha, like for the next update for the alpha. Not something that people wait months for, but like in a couple of weeks we could. Put
Yeah,
that-
I was gonna say like because weren't we talking about how fast the updates we want them to come after the alpha's done? Like we want to be every other week or so, even if it's just like bug fixing and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So right, because we're going to be bug fixing a lot, a lot. This is going to be happening often.
Yeah.
So I think on my end, the first thing we need, I still haven't done. I'm just going to go down the itemized list. We still haven't done the, and by we I mean I, but collectively, the intro sequence before you get to the main menu. We need to represent something in the game. I'm not talking about just the BAM, Team Madness, and all that crap, or the company name and all that stuff. It needs that, but also it needs to have a warning of this is an alpha. This is the website. This is the background. This is the Kickstarter page. The thank you message to everybody out there.
Actually,
Then it
give
will
me
take
some
you into the.
you could give me
What's
some parameters if you need help with that stuff.
I think we should get on. We should talk about doing the logo, like a temporary logo, just for now, just something.
Yeah, trade with a minigun. I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly I will pop Lewis a Facebook message, and we'll talk about this later off the stream. But I'll talk to him about maybe helping us put something together. I love his style; he's very good.
Yeah.
He understands type and he understands logos pretty well.
Yeah.
But we need that. That's obviously something we need. We can't just release it without representation. It needs to be branded so people understand what this is. We have the menu working. Character creation is pretty much working. We need. I need to go in and describe the skills. I need to finish the skills, at least the first couple tiers. So far, the only tiers we have are everybody waiting for the alpha. That's the tiers.
Yeah.
Wonk wonk. We need to get that finished. We need to have some kind of tutorial pop-up text thing, not dissimilar to the speech bubbles that appear when talking to the pilot or the quartermaster, to indicate what you're doing, where to go to do stuff, and how to play the game.
Right.
What your controls are, where do you go to do this. We need an improved graphics setting in the options menu so you can turn things off, because it's not just Sean playing the game anymore. It's going to be lots of people. So we need to have the graphics settings adjustable. So I need to integrate that. Let's see, what else do we need? We need to work out a little bit more, Matt, the theory and the logic on how enemies spawn and what they do when they do spawn. What do we expect out of the AI? Right now, I have them just going towards the player and shooting at them because that's all that they know that they're supposed to do.
Right. We haven't really fleshed out intelligence.
Yeah. So
I mean, like they flank and stuff still too, or is that disabled? I wasn't able to see.
I believe orders are turned off now, so I'm going to put enemy strategy and orders back in. I'm adding it to my list as we talk. We need to be able to do that. And of course, besides some of the bug fixing for stuff that we saw today,
Right.
that's pretty much it, except for hiring squad mates. I at least want you to be able to like have a random guy spawn with random skills and hire him onto your team. I feel like you should at least have a guy following you around shooting, and then when the mission's
That
done,
would be good too, especially because like the way you have the AI set up to handle factions like that. I'm super excited to see like non-player characters fighting each other.
and that's been something that's been in the game before. You can see it in the
Oh yeah, it's just I want to see more of it. It's great.
Yeah. All it is a guy follows his squad leader right now. He follows his squad leader around and tries as best as he can to be near him while going after you. And all I have to do is create a guy and say that you are his squad leader. Orders won't be in the game yet, not right away. We need to feel it out. But that is to say, you giving orders to your guys. NPCs, your opponents will still try to flank you.
Right.
Because otherwise it's just a boring game. But I think that's about it to start. I need to balance what the quartermaster spawns. We need to balance an approach along with
actually, yeah, I want to talk to you about that tomorrow or Tuesday. Because we could probably handle that with like stat group cards.
Yeah, we can.
Like level 1
as well
crap,
as also
level 2
weapon
crap.
loadouts for those enemy spawns. Like
Right. And then that way, because like some of these weapons are distinctly more powerful than others, and I want them to be like held above as a result.
Right, and also the loadouts that enemies are spawning with haven't changed for a while, because I didn't see the sense in creating new loadouts with the new weapons if we're just going to get rid of those anyway.
Right. Yeah. There's been a lot of changing.
Yeah. What's that 3D Hank head up there?
3D Hank head.
Yeah, look at the
It's
top.
wonderful.
Just
I
found
love it.
some random gifs.
I love that.
It's excellent.
So I think it's going to take.
The big question here is
I'm looking at the next 2 weeks to try to get these things done. I have my list and I'll publish it on Tumblr. Let me make a note to post this on Tumblr. Post this on Tumblr. Okay. So that we can be totally transparent about what needs to be finished so that we can release this. That way people aren't like, well, what's taking so long? This is what's taking so long. We want it done, but damn it, it's a complicated engine. It's not a simple thing. This is not the Flash game.
God.
Yeah, at any rate, I think that's pretty much all that's standing between us. I can't think of anything that needs to be in the alpha that won't just come afterwards.
Right.
In the weeks after that.
All right. Well, thank you guys for showing up for the November 1st edition of the Project Nexus 2 podcast. Thank you guys for showing up. Sean, thanks for playing the game. Walrus, thanks for helping me out and getting really mad at Avocado Ramabot.
You know what? You know what?
Thank you. And then Anthony for saying absolutely nothing this entire time you've been here. Congratulations. We'll meet again next week then for kind of finishing up the Q&A section of this. We have plenty more questions. And is there any last words you kind of want to mention besides talking about the alpha, about the game in general, or anything like that?
Yeah, stay in school. Don't do drugs.
All right. Well, thank you to the audience for actually watching. We had almost 100 people
We had
here.
112.
112. Holy shit. It's probably our biggest show yet. And we hope to show you more next month. Also, you can pre-order Project Nexus 2 at projectnexus2.com/preorder. If you want to get into the alpha and we're not a Kickstarter, you can order the $60 double bundle. It does come with alpha access.
Yes, that's the big sell point. And remember, by doing so, it's not that it's economically the best option for you if you're just trying to spend the least amount of money to get the game. But what you're doing is you're helping us out. You're helping to actually provide us with the time that we need to make this a better game.
Yeah.
So that is the absolute. I am a supporter of Madness and Crinkles and Swain and this game pre-order option. That's why that exists. That's why it costs a couple more bucks. Is because you're really helping us out by doing it. And I hope that you're actually getting something for the value as well. You are getting 2 copies of the game with every level of access that the every level of access that the Kickstarter backers also get.
Wait, including like the goofy outfits and stuff?
No, they won't get the outfits, but that's purely as a thank you for the Kickstarter backers.
Right. That's
More
what
like they'll get full alpha, beta, and early access for every single mode.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, they'll be in there at the ground zero playing the game when it's completely broken.
Yes, exactly. That is your reward, is you get the crash.
The most exciting part of game development. Testing.
Yeah, right. Exciting in the way that like there's an itch that you just can't scratch it, no matter how bad you scratch it, it just keeps itching, like that kind of exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Gets your heart rate up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Also, just thanks again, guys. Thanks everybody for coming in here, being patient with us. I hope we've shown that
through
we've been
these
working
answers.
crazy on this game. I feel like it's running a lot better. I hope that you guys can tell the difference, and it does for us make a big difference that you guys don't want to lynch us and just tie us to a tree and grape us for hours and hours.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, grape.
Thank you very much, guys, and it'll be Project Nexus 2 podcast crew signing off. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.